Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second broadcast of the night. We just wrapped up with the GSL qualifiers, or at least with a handful of GSL qualifying matches, and now we have returned with the OSC King of the Hill weekly number 168. That's a lot of weeks. That's a lot of OSC King of the Hills, and welcome, everyone. Welcome to a very unique tournament format. This is a King of the Hill style format where we have nothing but best of ones, and we have a reigning King of the Hill. Here in the bottom right hand corner, we have the reigning King of the Hill of last week's tournament. Representing Team Liquid, it is SKillous. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have, true. We have the French Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing his new team, Berserker Esports. He is the challenger, the would-be usurper. It is DNS. And it's been a while since we've been here, and true, there are certain characteristics that are very similar to Oceanborn, not gonna lie, but we are loading into Nightshade. If you're an old school viewer, if you're an old school player as well, then you'd be familiar with this map. I mean, I say old school, this map was active, what was it, like 2020? When was the last time Nightshade was in the map pool? That's a good question, but it hasn't been too long. But this tournament has an extended map pool. That's what's important here. I'm just double checking. Nightshade was active. This was back in 2019 to 2020. Okay, so 2020 era of StarCraft, 2019 as well. But OSC King of the Hill, they have an extended map pool. That means that we have some current maps available, true, some current maps, but also some older maps as well. Maps like Nightshade, maps like, let me just quickly double check, Nightshade, Death Aura, Ancient Cistern as well. So it's great to see that our players are embracing that as well. For some context, when it comes to the formats, when it comes to the vetoes, the King of the Hill, in this case SKillous is the current reigning King of the Hill. He has one veto. He has one veto available, and DNS can pick from, the challenger can pick from any other map in the map pool, and we're going for a proxy robo. Let's go. One base all in. DNS is going for one base all in. SKillous, he's going for a 2-gate opener, very safe play here out of SKillous, but has yet to determine what's going on. He's moving out with a probe scout. He does confirm that the pylon is missing, by the way. He knows the pylon is not where it should be. Where exactly is it? We're scouting. SKillous, he's checking the right-hand side. He's looking for the proxy, looking for the pylon. Little does he know that it's on the opposite side of the map. It's here towards the left-hand side instead. Pylon blocker. The pylon has been thrown out to get an eye on any first couple of units here of DNS, whether it's Stalker or Adept or even Sentry. Pylon is cancelled. We do not get eyes on anything, and the Stalkers are moving out. Stalkers are pushing. Behind this, immortal production has commenced, and SKillous, oh no! He was so close! SKillous, he was so close. He pulls back just 1 second too late there. Hallucinations moving out, and SKillous still doesn't know what's going on. He's expanding. SKillous, he takes his natural, going for a shield battery on the low ground, and little does he know that again the all-in is on the way. Hallucination does hit the main. And now we confirm that there is nothing in the main base, that there is a proxy of some kind out on the map. And we're getting ready. We are getting ready back home. Second shield battery on the way here for SKillous. Stalkers have arrived. We got 4 Stalkers at 2. Sentries will help. Again, Sentries, they were buffed in the most recent patch. It will help here in the all-in, or to defend against the all-in. It will help that much more. We have the Prism on the way as well to help bypass the wall, to reinforce, to juggle, to micro. A lot of utility available here in that War Prism. As DNS is still amassing his army, getting into his 3rd gateway. Prism has arrived. SKillous has had some extra time here to recover, getting into his robo production. Immortal has begun. No shield battery in the main base. Bear that in mind. And we're going for the main. We're going for the main base. SKillous does get eyes on this. Does rotate around just in time. The Immortal is dropped. The Immortal is exposed. Very good control out of SKillous. He does pull back in time. Does save his Stalkers. Will bleed out that pylon. But takes down the Stalker and doesn't quite get the Prism. But there it is, shield battery in the main base, just to be safe, just to be secure. DNS going for the robo, going for the Bay. Very interesting, rushing into the Bay for disruptive production. Immortals dropping into the main. And the Stalker's going to be forced back. Shield battery is not ready. Oof, that's a kill, not a cancel. But very nice control out of SKillous. Very fluid movements, pulling back. But we catch SKillous out of positioning. We rotate around. He's stuck in the main base. Yeah, the constant force fields. We're able to rotate over, but 2 shield batteries going to be going down. One of them even, and the other as well. Very nicely done here by DNS. Out positioning SKillous. Takes down the shield batteries. SKillous always keeping up. Is keeping up here. As a reminder as well, this is a best of 1. Everything is on the line for both these players. Mortals go in. Shield battery's done, but it's being focused down once again. Barely saved. Barely is saved. Disruptor has arrived. Again, because of the proxy robo, it doesn't take long at all for the Disruptor to join the main army. And it's going to come down to the control, going to come down to the micro. Decent force fields. Oh, we barely get an adept. We get one adept. Nova not quite going off. Oh, a little bit premature there. DNS does waste his first Nova. That's huge. And with that, we collapse on the main army. Yeah, SKillous, he has nothing to worry about. He can push forward. Chase this all the way back. Good force field. Bit of miscontrol out of DNS. He focuses down the gate. The roaches? What? The rocks. Did actually kill on the rocks. Adepts are going to be going down as well. And DNS is being completely shut down. He's running out of steam. He still has his 3 Immortals alive. He still has his Disruptor. But he's up against the wall. Nova goes off. Takes down nothing. DNS in a lot of trouble. Yeah, being chased further and further back. Falling back to his robo. And we dive on the army. We can focus down the prism. Good juggling here by DNS, but he bleeds out one of the Immortals, bleeds out another. And with Snowball out of control, Nova goes up. Big connection. Oh my god. Massive connections, but it's still not enough. Doesn't even matter. GG gets called. And SKillous will take game number 1. Will hold on to his throne and remains the king of the hill. GG. Whew. GG, well played here as SKillous. He will take the game. He had a hard time reading what was going on. He had a hard time scouting and recognizing what exactly was happening, the all-in that DNS was committed to. But really nice control, really nice micro. I was very impressed by SKillous and his Stalker movement in the main base. Despite not having Blink, despite not having the Prism at the time, he was doing such a great job at retaining his units, at kiting back against the army. And yeah, did beautifully there in the defense. DNS also took a little bit longer to actually get the all-in going as well. His 3rd gateway was delayed, and in general, it did feel like he had maybe given SKillous a little bit too much time. DNS had his own moments, don't get me wrong. He had his own moments. He was able to outposition his opponent, take down the shield batteries at least, but apparently SKillous didn't even need the shield batteries, didn't even need the overcharge. GG. GG, well played. SKillous does take the first game, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. The question becomes, who is our next challenger? Who is our next challenger? Just to quickly go over the format, just in case there are maybe people watching for the first time, it is a best of 1 King of the Hill style format. Non-stop best of 1s, and we have 15 players. 15 players lining up here. Can anyone knock SKillous down? DNS tried and ultimately failed, and now we have another player stepping up. Fun fact, a teammate of DNS. It is going to be the Finnish Zerg player, not Cyril, Mixu. Here we go. SKillous versus Mixu. Mixu going to be coming up next here on the OSC King of the Hill. Can Mixu avenge his fallen teammate? Can he avenge his berserker brethren? Let's go. Catching up with the chat. Oh, Nish. Hello, papi. Hello. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Nish. The TikTok man himself. 168 weeks equals 3 years, chat. Crazy, crazy. Oh my. But good to see you, papi. Good to see you. Always good to see you, Nish. Ooh. Full winning. That is the crown. True. That is what SKillous is wearing right now. Oh. But yes, we are just getting ready for our next game. As a reminder, it is, as Mixu is rising as the next challenger, it is his map of choice. And this also adds to the craziness of the tournament. It isn't just best of ones, but because the champion, because the current king of the hill only gets one veto, there are a lot of maps out there that are wild and crazy and not the most balanced. Like, there are certain maps that are favored towards some races more than others, certain play styles more than others as well. And that is something that you can take advantage of, especially in a best of one format. Similar to WTL in that sense. Similar in that WTL, it's loser's pick, so you also get scenarios where we got to see a lot more of Radisson Station, for example, or in the future I imagine Post, Youth, and Dynasty. Oh. And even Equilibrium in the previous map pool. But here we go, we have our map of choice, Mixu. Interesting, he's going for Alcyone. Are we rushing into the gold? Are we going for the gold, papi? We'll see. I'm curious. Show us what you got. Show us what you got. Always happy. Always. Estenish. Let's go. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Alcyone, we have our Finnish Zerg player representing Berserker Esports. He is here looking to rise to the challenge, looking to claim that throne for himself. Can he do it? It is Mixu. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player representing Team Liquid, the current king of the hill with one win under his belt. It is SKillous. That number may look small now, but all it takes is a couple of games and that number can rank up and up even higher. When it comes to the prize pool distribution of this tournament as well, as you can imagine, it is based on wins. If you come in and if you are able to get a big win streak going, you can claim a higher and higher payout. You get extra money, extra prize pool for each win you get here in OSC King of the Hill. And likewise, you also get a bounty on your head and you actually give a bonus to the opposing player if you go on a long enough win streak. I think it's like 7 wins or maybe 8 wins. Like, if you go on a long enough win streak, then the opposing player gets a bonus if they knock you down. So it is great to see that kind of feature in the tournament as well. As Mixu is going for a hatch gas pool, standard opener out of Mixu. He's not rushing into the gold base. We've been a little bit spoiled as of late. We've seen a lot of Zerg players rush into this gold. Dark, of course, Reina recently as well, with mixed success. Mixu going for a standard hatch gas pool. Okay. Going for a standard build. Meanwhile, SKillous back at home and going for his own Get Expand into Cybercore. We're easing our way into into our next game, into Alcyone. Things were wild and popping off previously, but now we're calming down. Calming things down. Oh, oh my god, almost gets surrounded. Flying a bit close to the sun, we did get burnt for a moment there, but SKillous will be able to get away. Mixu likewise able to saturate his 2-base setup here, soon going to be taking his 3rd of his own. SKillous back at home going for a sec of choice, not going for a Twilight Council, we are going for a Stargate instead. Okay. Stargate opener out of SKillous. Standard. I mean, this should be for an Oracle to get into a 3rd base, to get into a triple Oracle opener, into a Twilight Council and Forge. We'll see if SKillous does deviate from the norm. We shall see. The Dev gets across the map, does get eyes on the 3rd. Mixu on the flip side, just keeping up with the shades, getting into his 3rd base. And my apologies, I assumed it was going to be an Oracle, but what they say about you know what they say about assumptions, as it is going to be a Void Ray first instead. Now, with a Void Ray opener, the goal here is to shut down the Overlords. It's to shut down and chase down as many of these Overlords as possible to keep the Zerg player in the dark, and this can lead into some hidden tech. This can lead into double Stargate Sky Toss, double Stargate Void Ray, can lead into a Twilight Council into Glaive Adepts, can lead into a Twilight Council into Charge, or it could lead into a 3rd and a standard game. Whether it's something crazy or whether it's something normal, Mixu's gonna have a hard time figuring it out. Ooh, as the Adept does go down across the map, that was 2 Adepts for 2 drones. Not a bad trade for Mixu, not the best trade from SKillous. Was hoping for more damage. Was hoping for more. Behind this, we're getting into our first and soon-to-be second Oracle. Lings move out, they get eyes on the third. But there's a Void Ray in position, we should be able to defend, we should be able to shut down these Lings. They don't get any damage done. Really what I'm looking for is the tech. The follow-up tech for SKillous. Do we go for a Forge? Do we not? Do we go for a Twilight Council? Or do we not? Oracle gets into the main. Ooh, getting quite a number of drone kills. 3 drones go down. Good pickups there from SKillous. Meanwhile, there's that Twilight Council and a Forge on the way. It's going to be a standard follow-up. It looks like +1 and Blink on the horizon. Could be +1 and Charge, either or. Still something more macro-oriented, more mid-game oriented here from SKillous. So far, just keeping tabs on Mixu. Behind this, we have our Baneling Nest on the way, +1 melee as well. Looks like a big Lingbane commitment here from Mixu. Could be Lingbane into Hydra. We have seen Mixu embrace Hydras in the past. So could be looking to get into Hydras once again. As for the time being, we do not have a lair. Oracles, meanwhile, they get into the main. Ooh, 4 drones go down. The Oracle barely does escape. How much HP is that? 4 HP! Oh my god. 1 shot from going down, but it does escape. Barely. Meanwhile, Mixu, he's amassing a lot of Lings. And we have confirmation it's not Blink, it is Charge. So +1 in Charge on the horizon here for SKillous. This can lead into Archon production, and there it is. Templar Archives is on the way. That is going to be for Archons, for potentially Storm as well. But Mixu, he's cutting workers. He's cutting drones here at 45. What do we see? We see a saturated third base. We see a saturated natural, but only 1 gas. Only 1 gas in the main. And that's a lot of Lings. We're pushing. Yeah, Baneling's on the left-hand side. Queen's waddling through the center of the map as well. Mixu, he's committed. He is going for a lair in the main, so he's not completely all in. He is planning to transition out of this, but we do confirm the lack of gases. There are no gases behind this, no Roach Warren, no Ravagers. Lings are amassing, and Mixu, can we hold on? Banelings are coming in. What is our answer to the Banelings? We got a full surround here on the shield battery. Banelings, they crash into the would-be Zealots. Ooh, big connections. Zealots go down. Oracles are doing what they can, but we bust into the mineral line. We got 6 probes already. We got 7. We get 8. 9 probes go down. There's one Baneling, a big connection. Oh my god, massive connection. Through the minerals there, 19 probes go down. And just like that, Mixu does take a worker lead. But he won't be able to kill his opponent. SKillous will hold. SKillous, he should be able to hold on here. The Queen goes down. We're running out of Lings as well. And Mixu has to back off and drone. But he did more than enough damage. Back at home, Mixu can tech up. We spoke about the Hydras, and there it is. Hydra Denton's on the way, so Lingbane into Hydra. And SKillous, he holds and he can counterattack somewhat, but he doesn't really have much of an army to threaten Mixu. He's forcing a reaction, he's forcing out Lings and Queens. Actually, yeah, SKillous, he does want to push in. We got 3 Zealots, we got 1 Archon, and we're doing what we can. We get a Tumor. And we force a bit of an overreaction as well. So good posturing here by SKillous, but we're reinforcing with Archons. We are reinforcing. They slip into the mineral line. They try to at least. Ooh, and SKillous, with this move out, we can deny the 4th. Speaking of, SKillous does move out. Does get eyes on the would-be 4th base, and we should force a cancel. Here comes the Lingbane against Archon, though. Yeah, we cannot touch the Archons. 4th base is denied. SKillous taking his own 4th. Uh-oh. Mixu in a bit of trouble, going for a Ling counterattack. Mixu racing back home. He is racing back home. Lings there to arrive. But the Oracles, they may get back just in time to deal with the Lings. And the charged Archon is being reinforced even further. Now, thankfully for Mixu, there is no storm. Mainly troll in, but there is no storm. So Lingbane and Hydra can still hold its own against this. Not going to be easy though. The Archons, they try to force their way in. They're getting on top of the Hydras. The Hydras, they're quite exposed. They're so vulnerable, and so many Hydras going down. SKillous, he's snowballing out of control. He gets on top of the Hydras, pushes into the third base. GG gets called. We don't have enough to hold on. And SKillous will take down Mixu and will claim another win here in OSC King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to SKillous as he does bring Mixu down. And again, Mixu, he did well for himself when it came to his initial all-in or borderline all-in. I'm not in love with the Hydra transition. If it was Roaches instead, I mean, Roaches are cheaper, they're a little bit more robust, especially against against Chargelot Archon as well. And unfortunately, because we went into Hydras are so squishy, they're so vulnerable, as you saw there. Once the Archons closed the distance, the Hydras melted against that army. GG. GG, well played. The reign of SKillous continues. The reign of SKillous does continue, and can he be stopped? So far, we've had some of the Berserker boys step up to the plate. Alas, they have not been able to bring him down, not yet. But we have plenty more players available. Plenty more players here are looking to line up against SKillous. And we'll see who steps up first. Here we go. Do we have any other Berserker boys? That's Where's Battle B, Poppy? Where's Battle B? Who else am I thinking of? There's Battle B, there's DIMAGA, of course, DIMAGA. Gung Fu Banda. Do we just send the entire team at SKillous? Is that what's gonna happen? Uh-oh. We shall see. Again, we're still just trying to decide who to whip out. I see some people online. I see Demi online. I see Mana online. Eva is there as well. Eva. Eva. Who else do I see? I do know that I believe EPT Spring is on tonight, right? I think the Asia regionals are currently ongoing. Yeah, the Asia regionals are currently on. Currently ongoing, but we're still just trying to find our next opponent. Oh no, Eva's messaging me. I'm messaging Eva, to be fair. I was like, Eva, are you gonna play an OSC? And he's like, I look at my last game, and it was like a 30-minute ZVP. he's done for today, Pop. He's done for today. He's tapped out. GG. No. But it looks like we might go on a short break here. Well, essentially, we have a player lined up, but we don't see the player in game at the moment. So we're going to give them some time. To appear in game. If they don't, we can always field them later on. Remember, we have plenty of best of ones on the horizon. If the player does show up later, then they can always join us later. So we're going to give them some time here. Otherwise, we have other players lined up. So we'll see. We'll see who comes up next. Going to be going on a short break. But don't go anywhere because it shouldn't be too much of a long one. Take this moment to get some snacks, get some water, hydrate your hydras, massage your marines, and we'll be back soon with our next series. Our next best of one. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the extended delay there, for the extended break, but we have returned with our next series. I spoke earlier how we were missing a player, giving them some time to show up before picking a replacement, and now we have a replacement. We have our next matchup spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have our current King of the Hill representing Team Liquid with 2 wins under his belt. It is SKillous. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as well, we have the Teal Protoss player representing Team Starcom. It is Ashbringer. Ashbringer's cousin. There we go. So what happened? Where did everyone go? We did have a break there, just waiting, just trying to determine who and where our next opponent, our next challenger was, and we have them. Ashbringer is stepping up to the plate. It's going to be another PvP. I expect a lot of PvPs here tonight. Again, there's quite a lot of Protoss players that are going to be available to us. We still have yet to delve into the Polish Protoss posse, for example. You know, we got Gerald, we got Christiana, we got Papi, we got Rodin, we got Ziomek. I'm sure we have plenty of arts as well. I'm sure there's plenty of Polish Protoss players lying in wait as well, alongside many other competitors. So we'll see. We'll see how this all does come together. It's going to be a 2-gate opener out of Ashbringer. But Ashbringer, he's known for his cheese. He's known for his all-ins. Let's wait and see where that second pylon gets thrown down. Get the Cyber Core here in the main. Probe moving out across the map. And it looks like we are not set up to throw down a pylon. Looks like we are not going for a proxy. Looks like everything is by the book, as there's that second pylon in the main base is revealed to SKillous. Is going to be revealed. Ashbringer slipping into the main base of his opponent. Getting a full scout of confirming that SKillous likewise has the second pylon and is going for a standard opener. So everything is as it should be. And we have our first units of choice. It's going to be double Stalker here out of Ashbringer and double Adept from SKillous. Okay, a bit of a more aggressive build out of SKillous. With double Adept, that means we're going to be zooming across the map as quickly as we can. Going to be zooming on out. And looking to deal some harassing damage. We can even double down and go into a 3rd and 4th Adept, even a 5th and 6th Adept. We just keep making Adepts. Don't have to stop. Keep going, Papi. Speaking of, ooh, there it is. Double Adept into double Sentry. Okay. So not the most aggressive of builds here. We're going to be harassing with Adepts, sure, but we're going to be safe and sound, looking for scouting, looking for a more defensive style, defensive follow-up with these sentries. There's our expansion, and Nexus is on the way. Meanwhile, Ashbringer going for a Twilight Council before expansion. Oh, that's a 3rd gateway. That's a 1-base all-in. That is a 1-base all-in out of Ashbringer. The Adepts, they do threaten to shade here towards the main base. We do fully wall off. We do keep SKillous in the dark. And we're amassing Stalkers as we speak. My eyes are on this pylon. Sorry, my eyes are on this probe, as we're soon to throw down a pylon to reinforce across the map, to commit to the all-in. Blink is on the way. And as we get ready for this 1-base all-in, as we get ready for this PvP, a big shout out in the chat. A big shout out to my sauce, my Souse. The big shout out in the chat for the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the subscription. Gracias, Papi, gracias. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft, as here comes that pylon that we spoke about. And show us the gateway. There it is. The gateway has been thrown down. It is a 1-base 4-gate blink all in. Here we go. So a 4-gate blink all in here out of Ashbringer. Back at home, SKillous, what have we seen? We are scouting as we speak. We get eyes on the mass amount of Stalkers, on the lack of natural base. SKillous, he hasn't seen everything in the main, but he's seen enough. SKillous, he knows. And there it is. Shield batteries on the way. We have 1 shield battery already done. We have a 2nd shield battery, and now a 3rd shield battery in production. Immortal production well underway as well. Very wise of SKillous to go for a robo opener with the help of these Immortals. We have such a solid defensive setup here from the side of SKillous. The pressure is on now, thankfully. Because it's Blink, because we have Blink, if we have high ground vision, if we get a sentry, if we can get some high ground, we can avoid all of this. We can avoid the shield batteries, the overcharge, the Immortals, and dive into the main base instead and try to catch SKillous out of position. Because the power of Blink, we do have a lot more maneuverability available to us as well. I'm loving the hallucinated Immortal. Oh, it does tank a lot of hits. Very nicely done. Hallucination does tank some hits there. Stalkers are being forced back. Second guessing ourselves. Second Immortal has arrived. Oh, we tank another shot. We tank another volley. Hallucination goes down, but the Immortals, they stand strong. Decent force fields forcing Ashbringer back. Very nicely done here by SKillous. Again, that Hallucination tanking so many hits from those Stalkers. But now, the Immortal's real. And now we can focus down, and the overcharge is popped, barely keeping it alive. GG gets called, the all-in has failed, and SKillous will take another game, will take down another victim here, and will remain the king of the hill. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Whew. Congratulations to SKillous, getting 3 wins on the board, but a shout out to Ashbringer. I appreciate the all-in here, I appreciate how different it was, right? It's like, initially, it looked like a 2-gate opener. We went for a delayed proxy pylon, a delayed proxy across the map to hide the build, to lure SKillous into a false sense of security. The problem was that SKillous was playing safe. He was playing safe anyway. I mean, Ashbringer, he's known for all-ins, so SKillous already had a Robo, already had Immortals on the way. SKillous was so well prepared, and GG, SKillous gets the win. As we get into our following series, a big shout out in the chat as well to another subscriber. A big shout out to Kashim. Oh my god, Baby. As I just update our admin of what has been going on, but a shout out to Kashim for subscribing for 7 months. Oh my god, we've almost made a child together, Kashim. Oh my god, thank you so much for the love, for the support. If you are unfamiliar, Kashim, he is a big name behind Wikipedia. If you are familiar with Wikipedia, if you use the service yourself, use the website yourself, then Kashim, he is one of the biggest supporters, biggest contributors to Wikipedia. Not just that, because I know nowadays Wikipedia has a lot more contributors that have joined their team. Something that Kashim does almost completely on his own, Illegalac. If you're familiar with Illegalac, if you know what Illegalac is, if you use it, if you've heard of it, Kashim is the person behind Illegalac. Specifically the person updating it and adding all the results, all these tournaments, all these stats as well, aggregating everything. Kashim, the man behind the scenes, the man behind Illegalac. Shout out to Kashim. Big shout out, Papi. Big shout out. Much love, much love. Oh, as we are getting ready for our next series, oh my god, and I need to quickly set up. Because once again, I mentioned before that the PvPs, they're gonna keep on coming and keep on coming. Up next, we have another PvP between SKillous and NightPhoenix. And I need to quickly double check. Go. Sorry, just making sure I had the name correct. There we go. Representing his new team, Astronaut Esports. And here we go. You can hear the beep. So loading into... Oh, we're loading in to Ghost River. Let's go. Let us go. NightPhoenix fighting. Let's go. NightPhoenix, aka Catgirl, aka Meow. God damn it. But here we go, spawning in the top left hand corner of Ghost River, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing his new team, Astronaut Esports. It is NightPhoenix. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the current King of the Hill. We have the Blue Protoss representing Team Liquid with 3 wins under his belt. Looking to claim some more, it is SKillous. Here we go. SKillous already on quite a win streak here, and I will quickly set up and sort out the player names as well. NightPhoenix. Beautiful. Bam. There we go. But coming into this game, I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm assuming it's relating to NightPhoenix's PC. NightPhoenix was talking about how his PC was lagging as they were getting ready for their game. So I assume that's what this conversation is about. I don't speak Cyrillic, I don't read Cyrillic, so I'm unfamiliar with the conversation, but regardless, we're settling into our PvP. And loading into Ghost River, I'm feeling a 1-base all-in. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a 1-base all-in from NightPhoenix. We haven't seen it yet, but we'll see if we can piece it together. NightPhoenix going for a second pylon in the main base, but as we saw in game number 2, or in that last game from Ashbringer, we are more than willing to go for a pylon in the main base and still go for a 1-base all-in nonetheless. We have that potential. As Cybercore is finishing up, we're getting into our first students of choice. It's going to be double Stalker out of NightPhoenix, double Stalker out of SKillous. Mirrored build so far. We're keeping up with each other. NightPhoenix even poised to set up for an expansion. Okay. Pylon on the low ground, papi. Now, the reason why I say all in is just because of the map. Ghost River is a very, very small map. It is a very short rush distance by ground. Shortest rush distance map in the map pool. Doesn't take long at all to get across the map. Even from your own natural, even from your own main. Probe in the main way is going to get shut down. First Stalker is revealed. And we're getting into our further tech of choice. It is going to be a Stargate opener from NightPhoenix. Okay. It's going to be Stargate first. Ooh, SKillous does shoot first. Yeah, he does have the high ground. Does force back these Stalkers. We do see NightPhoenix actually out trading his opponent. Oh, almost trading 1 for 1. But NightPhoenix, he comes out worse for wear. His Stalker is battered and bruised, forced all the way back. And both players are expanding. We have a game. Let's go. We have a game, baby. Both players are taking their natural base. The SKillous, he bypasses the initial ramp, rotating over towards the south instead. He gets on top of the high ground, and he can come in from behind. Yeah, SKillous diving on the army, takes out one of the Stalkers, takes out a second Stalker as well, trading 2 for 1. Oh! Does out-trade NightPhoenix. Very nice micro there out of SKillous. And forcing NightPhoenix back. Again, NightPhoenix known for his control, known for his micro, but forced further back, waiting for a warp in, waiting for reinforcements. Oracle has arrived. We're going across the map. We're avoiding the army. We're zooming. Back in the main base. No shield battery. SKillous is a little bit exposed. Can we pull this off? The force field? No! The force field. We locked down the army. We catch the Stalkers. 1, 2, 3 Stalkers going to be going down. Big pick off. And SKillous, he can snowball out of control. He can keep on pushing. What do we have at home to defend? We have 3 Stalkers. We have a would-be shield battery. But NightPhoenix does get into the main base, and there's nothing to defend. Probes are going down. And we're looking to cripple the economy. 4, 5, 6 probes falling. And even more at the natural. Oh, 7, 8 probes. And we force a recall as well. NightPhoenix achieving so much with this Oracle. Getting a 9th, getting a 10th probe. 10 workers go down, but across the map, SKillous shades into the main. Doesn't commit. Not yet. Reinforcements on the way. Second Oracle has arrived, looking for more damage. Shield battery not quite done in the main. But SKillous going for his own push. He's down at 10. He's down 11 probes. But we have an Immortal. Is that enough? Is that good enough? We have a shield battery, we have an overcharge. NightPhoenix poised to defend. And SKillous, we're not making probes. We're not making workers. It's going to be SKillous' turn to go for a 1-base all-in. Yes, there are 2 bases, but we're only saturated for 1. The natural is just for show. Force into the all-in. Probes are going down. We shut down the shield battery. Boys are being pulled. And the Oracles, they dive on the sentries. They focus them down one after the other. And NightPhoenix, we're defending. The force field is brutal. NightPhoenix can barely engage. But now that it's run out, NightPhoenix forcing SKillous back. More Stalkers on the way, but running out of the Immortal. The Immortal goes down. And we can see NightPhoenix going for glaives. We're doubling down on 2-base aggression. NightPhoenix, he's not looking for a longer game. Not looking for a macro game. Otherwise, we'd see Blink. But no, instead we have glaives. Another gateway on the way. NightPhoenix has the high ground. NightPhoenix still has the economic lead as well. Good control at a SKillous. Breaks through. Gets a Stalker. Gets a second. Uh-oh. 2 Stalkers go down. Good juggling here by SKillous. Does pull back. There is a shield battery though. Shield battery and an overcharge. Oracle gets across the map, gets 4 more probes. It's 4 more workers. SKillous getting back into probe production. Trying to macro out of this. Rotating into the main. NightPhoenix doesn't see. Oh. NightPhoenix is in the dark. Doesn't see the rotation. Doesn't see the lift into the main. NightPhoenix late to react. Yeah, we shut down the Oracle. We get the adepts. We force a recall. Yeah, we have to ferry the army back to low ground, bleeding out 1 Stalker. That was worth it for SKillous. Getting the Oracle. And we have a game. Wait, straight up. We're selling into 2 bases. Glaives may be done. The Adept is putting in some work. 3 probes go down. 4 probes. Oof. 5 workers go down again. The Glaives really coming in clutch there with that Adept. And NightPhoenix maintains his economic lead. You see SKillous getting into Immortal production. Still no Twilight Council. Still no Glaives or Blink. NightPhoenix going for a massive gateway explosion. 4 gates on the way in addition to the 4 that we already had. Sorry, 5 that we already had. 9 gates in total. Let's go. It's going to be a 2-base 9-gate all-in from NightPhoenix. We could even go for a 10th gateway as well. It's all or nothing for our Red Protoss player. Meanwhile, SKillous is in the dark. SKillous hasn't seen much yet. The Prism, no! Oh, the Prism gets caught out. Massive pickoff. War Prism goes down. We have 1 Immortal back at home to defend. The Adepts have arrived. And NightPhoenix just needs more units, needs more army. Reinforcing Adepts are on the way. And NightPhoenix just has an overwhelming army. SKillous is in trouble. Adepts take him into the shade. That's a kill on the pylon. And 1 Adept does make it in. We have a shield battery. We are ready for this. Shield battery's running out of energy. We're going for another shade into the main. We commit. Adepts say bust into the main base. Probes are going down at the same time as SKillous taking a fight here on the front lines. But bleeding out to 8, 9, 10 probes in that main. Oof. So much damage. And we're going to be able to clean up every single Adept with insight here. 16 probes go down. At the same time across the map, SKillous also gets into the main. Getting some counter damage. But SKillous gets knocked down to 28 probes. 29 even. And we're getting a little bit desperate here. We're going into a Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine is done. Wait, am I seeing things? Never mind. I saw a Dark Shrine on the way, but I guess it was cancelled. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Dark Shrine was on the way, but it got scattered, so we do cancel it in the end. Wise choice there from SKillous, as NightPhoenix did see everything. So instead, we're going to be committed here, getting into Blink, getting into Archon production. Glaives that do shade, Glaive Adepts do shade in, but we don't quite commit. And we're taking a 3rd. We're expanding. 3rd base is on the way. NightPhoenix rushing into a Robotics Bay Disruptor production. Very interesting. I mean, Disruptors, they are the ideal. Are the ideal in PvP. As we do see SKillous trying to chase down these Adepts, NightPhoenix being as annoying as possible, being as active as he can. Thanks for translations in the chat, by the way. I appreciate it. As SKillous is being dragged out of position. Dragged all the way to the right-hand side at the same time. Adepse shaded towards that natural. The Immortals and Archons are able to keep up. SKillous, he does keep up. Adepts shading in once again. This time we do catch the Adepts. Big pickups. And 2 Adepts do barely finish, but they're barely alive. And they will be cleaned up. And SKillous is committed. Alright, looking at the army, we have 3 Immortals, 2 Archons. Now, even though SKillous is down 20 army supply, that is true, the quality of the army is quite high, except for the Disruptors. There are 2 Disruptors on the high ground. 1 good Nova is all we need. Pushing up a ramp into force fields. Not going to be easy here for SKillous. NightPhoenix still has a lead, is still ahead. All we have to do is survive. All we have to do is defend. Easier said than done. SKillous is 2 base all in. Adepts, they come in once again. The Adept harass, it doesn't end. Never goes off. Doesn't connect. We have 1 Nova left. 1 Nova in the chamber. And we do connect. We connect here with the Immortal. Nice connection, stripping the shields from those Immortals. We dive on the Prism. Big snipe. Big pig off. The Prism goes down. Nova goes off. Forcing back the army. Good force fields out of SKillous though. Very nice. The Nova still connect. And we're just chasing SKillous down. Archon falling one after the other. The Immortals are barely standing strong. And NightPhoenix, he has done it. Diving on top of the army. It's been a long reign here for SKillous. 3 wins back to back to back. It's been impressive. And even coming into this series, SKillous, he's one of the best Protoss in all of Europe. But NightPhoenix, tonight, built a little bit different. Blinks on forward once again. We do have Stalker reinforcements. Never goes off. Ooh. Big connection. More Novas in the chamber. We have 1 left. Zoning back the army. And remember, NightPhoenix is on 3 bases. He has a 3rd. Does have a 3rd. Good target firing out of SKillous. Does barely get 1 Disruptor. Barely does get 1. But again, the initial Oracle harass from from NightPhoenix was insane. The Adepts as well, followed by Glaives. Blink Stalkers, they try to commit. They do focus on Disruptors. But Adepts, they shade in once again. NightPhoenix is just overwhelming. And the control from SKillous is good, but it's just not going to be enough. You have the overcharge in the natural. Disruptor has arrived. Can we make some magic happen here? As we shaded to the main. We bleed out 11, 12, 13 probes going down, 14 probes, 15. Can we get 16? Not quite. But basically an entire mineral line falls, and SKillous is down to 19 probes. Was already all in on 2 bases, and now barely has 2 base saturation. Well, essentially on 1 base. 1 base economy here for SKillous. We're moving out with everything we have. We snipe the Disruptor, and again, it's time for a new king. A new reign, a new era is going to be upon us. GG gets called, and NightPhoenix will take down SKillous 1-0. The king is dead. All hail the new king of the hill. GG. NightPhoenix, papi, calm down. GG, well played. Congratulations, NightPhoenix, causing a bit of an upset here, and that is the power of this format. It's a best of 1. All you need is 1 game, and the challenger has a map pick as well. So NightPhoenix able to pick the staging ground here for how he would usurp the king of the hill, and does pull it off. GG, congratulations here to NightPhoenix. Has claimed the throne for himself. It is our new king of the hill. GG. GG, well played. SKillous is out, NightPhoenix is in. But how long will this reign last? That is the question. Because it's not easy to hold on to that throne. As we saw, just non-stop all-ins, non-stop aggression. SKillous, he held on to it for 3 games. Can NightPhoenix do the same? Can he hold on for another 3 games? Can he exceed that and go for a longer win streak? Or will it all end here and now? That is the question. Who's up next? Who is up next? We have plenty of players ahead of us. Plenty of players to come. Again, a shout out to SKillous. He had a great run here. And again, it's not easy being the king of the hill. It's not easy just, you know, being there, just waiting for challenger after challenger to rock up, to come out with another crazy kind of one base all in. And even here, NightPhoenix wasn't too, I mean, was aggressive on 2 bases, sure, but did approach this in a bit of a different way. GG. GG, well played. Yeah. Oh, and we have our next opponent here. We're having a break. We're having a break from the PvPs, and we are embracing a Protoss versus Zerg instead. These are 2v2 teammates. We casted a 2v2 tournament a couple of days ago, and if you remember, NightPhoenix had a partner. NightPhoenix did have a partner, and that was the Indian Zerg player, Demi. Here we go. NightPhoenix versus Demi coming up next. Friends now turned foe here in OSC King of the Hill. That's the brutal reality here of a 1v1 format like StarCraft. Friends, in the competitive format, they do have to face off from time to time. And this is going to be an interesting one. We have casted NightPhoenix versus Demi in the past, and they do go back and forth. They do go back and forth. It's could be anyone's game. Could be anyone's game, Bobby. Let's go. Catching up. Hey, so how you win? I will not say. It's a secret. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the translations. Gracias. Gracias. Shout out to Michnek. Oh, Michnek, I think we've casted you in the past. I think I've seen you in tournament brackets before. Shout out to Michnek. Shout out to Yuki as well. Gracias. Let me out. Angry Nikita. Ah, angry, Bob. But yeah, our players just currently picking their map of choice to dive into. And we'll see where it's going to be. Oh, God. The anime intensifies in the chat. What am I looking at? I don't know if I want to know. Oh. But yeah, we're still like what, a third of the way through the tournaments? Yeah, a third of the way through. Again, it's 15 best of ones in total, and we're at match 5. A third of the way through. Oh boy. We have yet to experience any Terran. We've had a lot of Protoss, we've had a handful of Zerg players. When it comes to Terran players that we usually feature here, I imagine Battle B, I think maybe CuKu, BabyMarine as well. Kaz at times. I haven't seen Kaz compete in a while, so I'm on the fence on Kaz. I'm on the fence. Who else? I'm sure there are others that are slipping my mind. Akedon's another big one. Nicoract, of course. Nicoract, Milky Cow, Special. Beyond, Quanta, Hon Mono, Spirit. Does depend on who is available, though. Who is available? As it looks like we have Demi now picking his map of choice. What are we loading into? Where are we headed? Okay, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've casted this map. It's been a year, maybe? Less than a year even? It's been a while. Up next, it's going to be Demi versus NightPhoenix, and Demi's map of choice is going to be Ancient Sister. Oh, let's go. Okay, so I mentioned before, Demi and NightPhoenix, they're good friends. They're good friends. They were 2v2 teammates as well in the previous tournament, and they have struck a deal. NightPhoenix versus Demi is gonna be a ZVP, but it's not what you think. NightPhoenix is Protoss, and NightPhoenix is Zerg. Demi is Protoss. They're off racing each other. Let's go. They are off racing each other, and I'll be honest, I have no idea how good their off racing is. I have absolutely no idea. Let's go, because spawning in the top right hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the Indian, usually Indian Zerg player, but here he is as an Indian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Match Arena Esports. It is Demi. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the current king of the hill, typically the Ukrainian Protoss, but here the Ukrainian Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Astronaut Esports. It is NightPhoenix. Here we go. And one moment as I quickly set up our lovely player names. Bam, there we go. We have a bit of a role reversal here. Basically, NightPhoenix posed a challenge to Demi. Said, yo, what if you play a PvZ, but I play the Zerg? And Demi did agree. Demi did just let us know that he is 4.7k with his Protoss. I'm uncertain what the MMR is of NightPhoenix's Zerg, but is going gas first. Is going for some aggression. Gas pool hatch opener here out of NightPhoenix. It's going to be, with this we can go into fastling speed into a Bane Bust, or we can go into a Roach Rush. Up. NightPhoenix upset at Demi. Where's the scout, Bobby? True, no probe scout. We're rushing not into fast ling speed, not into a Bane the Nest, not into a Roach Warren. We're rushing into 2-base lair. 2-base muta? What's the plan? What is the plan? Where are we going here? I am curious. As likewise, NightPhoenix trying to get a read on what's going on, saying, did you go Nexus before a gate? That is not true. It was not a Nexus before a gate. It was a gate first. Gate Nexus into a Cybercore. So a standard opener here out of Demi, just a delayed scout. Probe comes in, and we see everything, by the way. We get eyes on speed is being researched. Lair is on the way. 2 gases have been taken. Is this going to be a Hydra rush? So 2-base Hydra usually relies on 3 gases, or eventually getting to 3 gases. I don't think we have the economy to facilitate for 2-base Muta this early on. We're going for a Nidus. Okay, Ling Queen Nidus all in. Did Demi see everything? We did. Demi saw everything, by the way. There we go. 5.3k Zerg. Let's go. So NightPhoenix with a bit of an MMR advantage here when it comes to the off racing. But again, Demi saw everything. Demi saw the lair, saw the Nidus, and is getting ready in the main. Demi is getting ready in the main base. Here we go. Lings are amassing, getting into the Nidus swarm. Queens are on the way as well. Nidus in towards the natural. Boys are being pulled. Demi quick to react. Diving on that Nidus. Likewise in the main base. Oh, we are spreading creep. Being a bit of an annoyance there. Nidus swarm, it does finish, but we don't commit. Ooh, a couple of Lings do pop out, but they will be cleaned up. Meanwhile, Nidus swarm in the main. It's already halfway done. Oof. Already halfway done. Late reaction here out of Demi. Diving on the Nidus, but the Lings, they will flood out. It's taking them a while to get out here, but the Queen does arrive as well to help support. We're going to surround on the Immortal. And the Immortal, it's gonna go down. We're snowballing out of control. The Nidus Swarm has completed, and NightPhoenix busts into the main. GG gets called, and NightPhoenix will take the game. Will continue to reign as the king of the hill. GG. GG, well played. NightPhoenix does take the win, does take down Demi. Was a little bit more of a clown fiesta here again. Both players agreeing to off race. Demi not fully aware of what he did agree to. And NightPhoenix able to have some fun. Able to have some fun with a Ling Queen Nidus all in. Very interesting execution of it as well. It was only 1 queen. It was just mass Ling essentially. And unfortunately, Demi was not able to keep up. Was not able to have enough to work with to deal with said Niduses. And we have our next matchup. Ooh, we have our next matchup. And I was theorizing earlier. I was like, we have only had Protoss and Zerg. Where are the Terrans? Where are they, Papi? Where are they? They're here. The Terran have arrived. Up next, it's going to be, I imagine, a PvT. I imagine that we're not going to be off racing in this next series. NightPhoenix just messaged me, what do you think about the Nidus? I'm like, you're an animal, Papi. You're an animal. And we have our next contender. We have our would-be usurper. I'm just quickly double-checking the team. Just quickly double-checking the team here. Making sure I get it right. And here we go. We have our contender. It is going to be NightPhoenix versus CuKu in a PvT. Let's go. Best Zerg EU. Oh, smurge, Papi, smurge. Oh, feels bad, man. We'll see, we'll see. Here we go. But it is going to be on CuKu. It's going to be on CuKu, our contender, our challenger, to pick the map, to dictate the pace of this game here. And what are we loading into? We have a map of choice. It is going to be Site Delta. Let's go. What's happening? Oh no. No, no. Papi. NightPhoenix. NightPhoenix like, I have a proposition. Off race. And CuKu's like, no. CuKu's having none of it. NightPhoenix like, don't you want to off race and play my Zerg? And CuKu's like, no. we're playing. Yo, I'm here to win, Papi, okay? I'm here for some prize money, okay? CuKu, he wants that crown, he wants that championship, and or that crown, that title, if you will. And here we go, we're diving into our TVP. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Site Delta, we have our Romanian Terran player, the blue Terran representing Red Pack Esports. It is CuKu. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the current reigning King of the Hill with 3 wins. Wait, 3 wins? With 2 wins under his belt. We have representing Astronaut Esports. It is NightPhoenix. Here we go. 2 wins under his belt. One win away from tying things up with SKillous, with Nikita, baby. We'll see, can he get there? As we're getting into our openers, CuKu going double gas. It's going to be a double gas opener out of our Terran player. This is going to lead into a faster factory, into a delayed command center on the low ground. So a much more aggressive start from CuKu. Much more aggressive here from the Terran. And we'll see how NightPhoenix responds, how NightPhoenix does open up. Probe Scout comes in, NightPhoenix is denied entry to the main base. Let me in, he says. Throws down the spray. Bob tossing it up, but alas, will not get into the main. And behind this, CuKu can go a couple of different ways. CuKu can go into one base all in, could just go into a factory, into expansion. Just say please. He said please. Por favor. Let me in. Ah. And the Reaper's on the way. Eventually going to be shutting this down. There's that factory that we spoke about. And CuKu should be expanding. We have seen CuKu be very aggressive in the past. CuKu's been very aggressive and very in the face of Protoss players in games gone by. But for now, this should lead into an expansion. Should. Meanwhile, good move here out of NightPhoenix, is able to save and preserve that probe. It does hide here in the natural. The Reaper is looking for the probe, by the way. We're looking for that worker. Ooh, as the scout is denied, and the probe is gonna be shut down. Nice moves out of CuKu. Behind this, there's our CC on location, and we're getting into our tech of choice. It is not a Stargate, it is going to be a Twilight Council opener out of NightPhoenix. Let's go. Twilight Council on the way. Adept going to be shading across the map. CuKu behind this, getting into reactored Marine production, not getting into reactored Reaper. And we do have our first Hellions on the way. We're going to get some scouting information. Reaper does bypass the Adept. Does slip by. Headed for that natural base. Going for the probe kills. And oh, we do get one. One probe goes down. Good pick off so far. But CuKu does not get into the main. Does not scout the tech. Is still in the dark whether or not this is a Stargate or a Twilight Council opener. Ooh, meanwhile across the map we delay. Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm blind. I was like, did we delay the CC? It is in production. On the way as we speak. You can see CuKu getting into his 1-1-1, working towards a would-be Cyclone drop. Okay. You have my attention. Marines and Cyclones are amassing. Again, with the new patch, going mass Cyclone or relying too heavily on Cyclones isn't really viable anymore. But Cyclones early on as a defensive measure is very much so still meta, still on the table here in TVP. As NightPhoenix does fully wall off. And how many gateways? We have 2 gateways on the low ground. We have 1 gateway in the main. It's going to be 3-gate blink out of... Oh, I misspoke. My apologies. Not 3-gate blink. It is 4-gate blink out of NightPhoenix. We're pulling a bit of a max packs here. And CuKu is going to be in a bit of trouble. I should say, NightPhoenix is going to be very aggressive. Very in the face of CuKu. Here comes a drop. We have to buy time. We have to force NightPhoenix to stay back at home a little bit longer to buy time for our tank production, as the first tank is on the way. Again, we need those tanks to defend. We need those tanks to survive. CuKu making his way into the main. NightPhoenix doesn't see. NightPhoenix doesn't know. Big drop goes off. 4 Marines, 1 Cyclone. We bust into the mineral line. Probes are going down. Good stuff stepping here out of CuKu. Getting 2 probes, 3 probes as well. Stalkers come in. Blink is done. We're going for the medevac. Oh, but the medevac will escape just barely. Just barely does get away. At the same time, we still have Reaper Hellion here threatening that natural. Probes getting back into mining. Now, 4-gate blink is not an all-in. NightPhoenix should be expanding, but it is still committed, and we should still be looking for some damage. The Prism is moving out, and what do we have at home to defend? We have 1 tank on the low ground. We have 1 bunker on the way. The main base is exposed. No bunker. Tank is finishing up in a couple of seconds, and NightPhoenix has an opening. NightPhoenix does have an opening in that main base. CuKu, did we count the gateways? We did! We saw all 4. CuKu knows. CuKu does know we have that tank set up, poised, but nothing to support it. We have a bunker, we have Marines here on the low ground. The natural is secure. I can't say the same about the main. Going for the add-ons. We got a tech lab. Honestly, we could have died. We could have done on that tank. Could have gone for the tank. Going for the add-ons instead. At the same time, Reaper Hellion into the natural, getting 2 probes. We dive on the tank. Tank gets 1 shot. The tank and the Liberator, but we bleed out a lot of Stalkers. The Prism! Prism gets started down, and CuKu shuts this down almost completely. That was worth it. CuKu may have lost a tank, may have lost some add-ons, but we killed the Prism, and we shut down so many Stalkers. That was 11 Stalkers falling. NightPhoenix did overextend. And with that, CuKu looking secure, looking solid. NightPhoenix in a bit of trouble. Liberator does get away, just barely. And behind this, we have yet to expand. We need a 3rd base. We're going for a bay first. It's a bay followed by expansion, I imagine. But NightPhoenix is... He's looking a little bit dire here if we do stay on 2 bases. Observer gets shut down. Server gets shut down. Liberator denied access to the natural. Ooh, we do snipe that probe. Good moves out of CuKu. And NightPhoenix is still on 2 bases, by the way. Still stuck on 2 bases. Likewise, so is CuKu, but there it is. Third CC is on the way in the main base of CuKu. Likewise, NightPhoenix looking poised to expand at the third on location. Huh. And there it is. Nexus is on the way. But the army's moving out, and again, NightPhoenix lost so many stalkers already. And CuKu, he can push through. Honestly, if this was whole mono, we would pull the boys. We would not start a third to just pull every single worker at the natural and just send it across the map. And that would be enough. We can see CuKu scan, gets eyes on the third, or the lack of third. Gets eyes on the Colossus. Stalkers are moving in. Not much at home to defend, but CuKu's not turning around. It's too late for that. We're not turning back around. Oh, we do force a recall. One stalker gets picked off at the same time. CuKu diving on the third. Good force field. Very nice force field there by NightPhoenix, but it's still not enough. The base is going to go down. We force a cancel. Do dive on top of the tanks. And pro tanks will fall. Big cleanup here from NightPhoenix, but that was 17 probe kills. That Liberator going ham in the main base. 19 probes on the lib. All on its own. A massive misstep there from NightPhoenix. Not able to react in time. That Liberator may have just won CuKu the game. It has at least forced NightPhoenix all in. We gotta push. We gotta go. 19 probe kills on that lib. That was every single worker here at the natural. We are replenishing. We are remaking. But we gotta push. The pressure is on to catch the medevacs to... I mean, the problem is, what do we do? We can't push in. Not off this ramp. There's 2 tanks, there's a wall, there's a bunker. All that NightPhoenix can do is contain. That's all he can hope for. Just contain and keep CuKu on 2 bases while we resaturate and take our third. Liberator comes back in, gets another 2. That's 21 probe kills on that one Liberator. Again, the pressure is on NightPhoenix. Can we contain? Tanks are unsieged. Decent blink, taking down a Viking. Swiping away at the bio. Kiting back. Honestly, really good kiting here from NightPhoenix. Swipe's going to be going off for the tank. Does get some volleys off. So NightPhoenix is forced back. See, we are remaxing, we are reinforcing. We dive on top of the tanks, we got 1. But the Colossi are going down. Trading Colossi for tanks. It looks like the Protoss army barely breaks through. We clean up the ground army. We're doing it. No shot. The Colossus lives. The Colossus barely does live. And can we shut down the third base? NightPhoenix going for the blink, chasing this down. But the CC will survive. Not enough DPS, not enough stalkers. That was an insane fight. NightPhoenix shutting down the Vikings, the tanks, denying the third base. NightPhoenix is still in this. He goes to the bunker. Does get it. The big tank volley's going up, but we want the eBay. He wants the eBay. Oof. Trades a sentry for it. That was a brutal trade for NightPhoenix. At the same time, DTs, they get into the main base. 8 SCVs go down. And we have no detection. GG gets called. NightPhoenix does it. The DTs in the main seal the deal, and NightPhoenix takes another win. Is still our king of the hill. GG. Papi. That was a messy game. That was a messy game. That was brutal. That was not clean whatsoever. That was very scrappy, very back and forth. And I'm shocked that NightPhoenix got away with losing 19 probes. 19 probes went down to the natural. That was insane. And basically NightPhoenix was all in from there. And we did counterattack. We did push out across the map. And NightPhoenix achieved surprisingly, he did surprisingly well with his push. He killed 3 tanks, killed the bio, denied the 3rd base. I was almost certain that CuKu would be able to defend and save that 3rd and hold on to it and maintain that position, but that is not what happened. GG, well played. NightPhoenix with the comeback. GG, well played. And with that, NightPhoenix is now tied with SKillous with the most wins for this week's OSC King of the Hill. Oh, let's go. CuKu so boring. No speaking, no off racing. Oh, let's go. Oh, and it looks like, oh, we have our next series. We have our next opponents. One moment here as we quickly try to set up. There we go. Once again, it's going to be another PvP. Let's go. Very high level decision. I mean, it was very back and forth. Very back and forth between NightPhoenix and CuKu, and that makes for a great game. It's like they were both in the mud. They're both animals. It was beautiful. Beautiful. GG, well played. And you can see here before you, it is going to be a PvP between NightPhoenix and Ziomek. And speaking of, here he is, the challenger, the would-be usurper, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ghost River. We have the blue Polish Protoss player representing Super People's Esports. It is Ziomek. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Astronaut Esports. It is NightPhoenix. We go. No phrase this time either. God. Ahí está, papi. You're an animal. You're an animal. Not every game has to be an off race. I know what it is. We've been getting a lot of off racing recently. Outside of like your usual suspects, you know, like obviously like Eba's always off racing a Zerg, and Raynor's always off racing a Zerg as well. Kappa. But outside of them, like, who else did we have recently? Hero. Hero played Terran. Hero played Terran against Max Packs in ESL Open Cup Americas. That was last week. Who else have we had off racing? Of course, Demi did off race today as well. He off raced as Protoss instead of Zerg. We've had Lambo, he off raced last night in Kung Fu Cup against Raynor. They off raced against each other. They're animals. I think Raynor played Protoss and Lambo played Terran, I believe. Something along those lines. But yeah, there's been a lot of off racing as of late. It's interesting. It is interesting. Oh, and of course, Raynor playing Protoss against Clem's Terran. That also did happen yesterday. Aye. But for now, we are settling into our openers. It's going to be a 2-gate opener out of NightPhoenix across the map. Ziomek going for a 2-gate opener as well. So far, mirrored builds. Boy, loading into Ghost River. This is Ziomek's map of choice. Rush distance by ground is very short on this map. All ins are favored on Ghost River. But who's going to be the aggressor? Who is the first to go all in? Doesn't just have to be on one base, could even be a 2-base all in instead. We shall see. As Ziomek is going for a robo-based opener. Looks like a very safe way to open up. This can lead into an all-in with Immortal production. And our expansion is on the way. Meanwhile, back at home, it's going to be a Stargate opener out of NightPhoenix. Interesting. Okay, Stargate opener versus Robo instead. Both players should be expanding. Both players are working on their next side. Here we go. Ziomek playing it safe, setting his hallucination across the map, going for 2 more sentries behind this, so a very safe opener here out of Ziomek. Again, that Robo is designed for Immortals. If NightPhoenix was going for a 1-base all-in, then NightPhoenix would be in a lot of trouble. Ziomek is poised to shut that down. Meanwhile, NightPhoenix instead poking in with Stalkers, going for Oracle production, going to be harassing, looking to take an economic lead by getting worker damage. Stalkers are forced back, shield battery putting in a lot of work there. Ziomek does hold. Immortals on the way, shield battery in the main base as well. Ziomek did scout the Stargate, is fully aware of the Oracle on the way, and we are prepared for it. We are getting ready. Solid setup there by Ziomek. Stalkers are reinforcing, Oracle's moving out. The target firing at out of NightPhoenix, trading 1 for 0. Taking down one of those Stalkers, not losing anything yet, but the Stalkers are getting quite low. Oracle coming in from behind, but the shield battery does finish up in time. The Oracle won't be able to achieve too much at all. Good force fields, we catch a Stalker. Almost a second. And NightPhoenix has to back off at the same time. Oracle gets into the main, does get 1 probe. Up. Overcharge gets popped. And we barely get a second probe as well. 2 probes go down, another Oracle's on the way. But Ziomek is pushing. Ziomek has had enough. We have an Immortal, we have the Prism. Once again, good force fields. Locking down some of those Stalkers, forcing NightPhoenix further and further back. Where's the shield battery? No shield battery to overcharge. NightPhoenix giving up on the natural. Again, it's a 1-base all-in. It was a fake natural base from Ziomek. He's on 21 probes. It's all or nothing. But he's getting knocked down to 14, 13 probes. 12 workers left, which means even if NightPhoenix loses the natural base, it doesn't matter. This does not matter. Ziomek has less than half the worker count of NightPhoenix. All we have to do is survive. All we have to do is defend. Again, the natural was a fake out. Void Ray has arrived. Helps survive. Twilight Council's on the way as well. Ooh. Void Ray taking a couple of hits, forces the overcharge. Oracles are amassing energy, ready to dive in again for a second time. Good force field here by Ziomek. NightPhoenix cannot push down. Otherwise, we'll be punished by that force field. It doesn't matter because we cripple the economy once again. 6 probes go down. We're down to 9 workers. Oh my god. Less than a third of the economy of NightPhoenix. But NightPhoenix is still one. I should say less than a third of the worker counts. NightPhoenix is also stuck on 1 base, is oversaturated, needs to break out, needs to break free. Gateway's under fire. Second Void Race on the way. With that second Void Ray, we can break out. Twilight Council's done. No blink yet. No blink. They were going for glaives instead. Okay. No blink or charge. Glaive Adepts from NightPhoenix. There we go. You can see NightPhoenix diving on the Prism. The Prism goes down. Big pick up. Very good snipe. And without that War Prism, we should leave. And there's the recall. We do recall back home. Oracle's getting 1 more probe kill. Oof. 1 Oracle does fall. And finally, NightPhoenix can expand. We can expand, we can long distance mine. Glaives are on the way. This tells us that we're most likely going for a 2-base all-in from here. And we're pushing. Here we go. NightPhoenix sending everything across the map, and now the turns of table. Now Ziomek is the defender. He's up to 24 probes. Has better saturation. Adepts a shade in, and there's no blocking this. Uh-oh, we get into the main. Bust into the main base with 9 to kind of mining time. Void Rays, they dive into the main as well. As Adepts, they do stand and fight. We're going for the Stalkers. We get 1, we get 2. 2, 3, almost 4 Stalkers go down. Again, really good positioning here with the Void Rays. Rotating into the main base. Ooh, but the Void Rays are exposed. 1 Void Ray does go down. Stasis trap in the natural. Adepts, they shade in. Ooh, massive stasis here at that natural base. Does save the probes. Does actually save a lot of those workers. We can kill the rest. Once again, crippling the economy. NightPhoenix going for a third. Expanding, taking a third base. Amassing more Glaive Adepts. Ooh. Second Oracle goes down finally, but the Oracles they've paid for themselves. And the game is settling in a weird place. We're in a very interesting place here. So, when it comes to our tech, when it comes to our upgrades, there's no Robo. There's no Robo for NightPhoenix. We have Glaive Adepts, that's it, and that's what we're using to harass. Void Ray takes down the shield battery. Adepts, they threaten the Shade once again. Where's that natural as the Adepts, they are caught out. Yeah, big catch. We shut down the Adepts. One after the other. Three of them, they do manage to get into the mineral line. Getting more probes. Once again, oof. I'll be honest, I'm afraid to look at how many probes have died this game. I'm gonna say 50 for Ziomek. Has it been that high? At least 40, right? Prism goes down. 33, okay. Wait, no shot. NightPhoenix hasn't lost a single worker? 0 probe kills? Papi. That's crazy. I mean, he did evacuate earlier, but that's insane. The comparison here, 33 probe kills against the 0 that NightPhoenix has lost. Very impressive. I mean, I guess NightPhoenix has been the aggressor for the most part. I say for the most part. Ziomek did push earlier, but has not gone for any Adept harass or Phoenix harass or Oracle even. Nothing across the map has been stuck at home. Blink is on the way. I am still surprised that NightPhoenix never invested into Blink. There's just no additional upgrades on this Twilight Council, whether it's Blink or Charge, nothing of the sort. Now we have the Robo on the way. Adept harass continues for NightPhoenix. Okay, so we've killed 33 probes so far. Can we reach that 50 count? Getting up to 36 probe kills. Higher and higher. Ziomek meanwhile building up his push. I imagine we're going to be waiting for the War Prism. Speaking of, there's that War Prism on the way. That is our sign that Ziomek does intend on moving out on 2 bases. That we are going to be committing. Void Ray going ham. Takes down 2 Stalkers. Meanwhile, that's a lot of Adepts. And still no Immortal production, no Blink. We're going for a Bay. We're going for now Disruptors. But before we can get into those Disruptors, here comes Ziomek. Remember, he has Blink. Can micro. This takes us massive states to the face. We do get caught out, and NightPhoenix, now is the time to pounce. Don't quite commit, not yet. We're gonna go for it. Waiting for extra reinforcements, for extra warp ins. I mean, time is working on for NightPhoenix at this point. The longer this goes on, the better it is for the Red Protoss. The Prism is too far back. The Immortal's exposed, and the Immortal goes down. Big pickup. Ziomek getting caught out. We have another wave of reinforcements. Have another wave. More Stalkers going to be falling. We force the overcharge. And a massive shade forward. Jesus, that's so many Adepts. Yeah, just almost pure Adept here at this point. How many do we have? 35. 35 Adepts. Across the round, the Void Ray is going ham. We got 7 probe kills. 44 in total. And we dive on the army. We chase Ziomek down. We're not going to reach 50 probe kills. NightPhoenix trading so well here. Chasing back the army. Hasn't been able to touch that War Prism, but NightPhoenix, now we're up to Disruptors. Disruptor production well underway. 4th base getting up and running as well. Oh, we do catch even more Stalkers. And we're pushing. There's no reason to stop. Ziomek trying to expand, trying to take a third base, but it's not going to happen. Going for Stalker harassment back at home across the map. We go to the top of the Nexus. We are getting some probe kills. Probes are going down. NightPhoenix is supply blocked. We can't reinforce. But that's a massive amount of adepts. We're shading on in towards the main, towards that natural. We cancel the shade. GG gets called as NightPhoenix overwhelms, and NightPhoenix will claim another win. Will take down another challenger. GG. NightPhoenix still are king of the hill. Oof. GG, well played. NightPhoenix going for a mass Glaive Adept style. Who needs Blink? Who needs Charge when you have Glaive Adepts, papi? When you have Glaive Adepts. Ay. GG, a wild game there. A very quirky game between our two players. NightPhoenix does claim the win in the end. Does claim the win in the end, and that is going to be 4 wins under NightPhoenix's belt. And who's up next is the question. Who is up next? Who can bring NightPhoenix down? We've tried, we've attempted with the Terran, with the Protoss, with even kind of a Zerg. I mean, Demi off race, so it didn't really count. Who can rise to the challenge? Who is going to be our challenger? Who's going to save us from the reign of NightPhoenix? Who's it going to be? Now again, we saw players like Nicoract in the back line. Nicoract. Players like BabyMarine. Players like Gerald, Cristiano, if they're available, of course. If they are available. We'll see. We shall see. But it looks like for now we're going to be going on a short break. I say a short break because we have a player in mind, but we're waiting for them to respond. We're waiting for them to arrive. So we're going to give them a couple of minutes. Going to give them a couple of minutes here, and we'll see if we have our challenger or if we have to find a replacement instead. Oh boy. But yeah, it's been Bianjua when Bian, he does play in these tournaments, to be fair. Bian does play. We could see Bian. Could see it. But we are halfway through. We're halfway through the night. I believe 7 matches already, 15 in total, around halfway through. And we're going to be going on a short break. Going to be going on a short break. When we return, we will have the next series. Take this moment, get some snacks, get some water, get some rest. Look away from the screen. Posture check, right? Posture check. No slouching. No slouching in the chat. And we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes for our next best of 1. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the break, for the delay, but we have our next challenger. We have our next series, our next best of 1. We have a returning player, a player that I've not seen in quite some time. I miss him so dearly. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Death Aura, we have our Ukrainian Zerg player. Oh, let's go. We have our Ukrainian Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Berserker Esports. It is Papa DIMAGA. It's Papi. It's Papi DIMAGA. Let's go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player representing Astronaut Esports, the current king of the hill with 4 wins under their belt. Can we keep going? Can we keep the win streak rolling here, as it is NightPhoenix? Uwu, exactly. Uwu, Papi, Uwu. Here we go. We have some Ukrainian on Ukrainian action here. DIMAGA versus NightPhoenix. Again, I have not casted DIMAGA in a couple of months, I think. I think it's been a couple of months, and I miss him dearly. DIMAGA, he at one point last year was very active in the online tournament scene, in Sparkling Tuna Cups, of course in WTL, participating and competing for Berserker Esports, was a very active player, but over the past couple of months, less so. Has been less active. It's a fake out. It's a fake cannon rush, by the way. Less so has been active, so it's great to see DIMAGA popping up once again. You can see NightPhoenix selling the story. 3 drones have been pulled off the mineral line. We canceled the pylon. Ooh, we almost get us around. The probe will escape, and we will get back to mining. Get back into our build. Again, it's a gate expand out of NightPhoenix, just faking out a cannon rush against DIMAGA, as the probe will get away. And as we settle into this, I should also mention and reiterate for those that are maybe joining for the first time, OSC King of the Hill has an extended map pool. We have the standard macro, I should say the standard ladder maps, that is true, but we also have maps like this, maps like Death Aura. And it's been a while, it's been a long time. Death Aura is a really interesting map. Honestly, it's a really iconic map in the map pool. It has been around, or it was first featured, I want to say in 2019. Was it 2019? I want to say maybe 2020. Let me just double check. We have the technology. 2020. Okay, it was back in 2020, and I remember Death Aura was one of the first maps that did feature a Overlord pillar outside of the natural, where we were so used to having pillars at the natural base. But this is one of the first big maps, the first prominent maps that did have the pillar further outside. Meanwhile, we have speed zones here throughout the center of the map to make the rush distance that much shorter. We have these wrist-resting gas bases in the center for longer macro games as well. We've casted many games on this map back in its heyday, and now it's back in this extended map pool. And here we go, NightPhoenix going for a Twilight Council opener. We pull out a gas. Glaive Adepts. It is going to be Glaive Adepts here from NightPhoenix, but how hard do we commit? Because we only have 2 and 2, because we only have 4 workers mining gas, it should only be 4 gate Glaive Adept. Meanwhile, back at home, DIMAGA is getting set up here on 3 bases. Glaives is on the way. And because of this setup, because of how secure your third is, again, we have a very narrow ramp leading in towards the natural. The natural itself does not have a ramp, so it is a little bit more exposed. But here outside, we have seen many a Protoss player just wall off and embrace Sky Toss. Death Aura, this was back in the meta of double Stargate Void Ray. This was back in the meta of Void Ray openers and mass Void Ray into Sky Toss, into carrier rushes. I remember it now. I remember players like Zions going into like carrier rushes, Pocket Mike as well, and of course many others, Max Packs, Showtime. That was the meta back. That was the meta back in the day. The memories, they're coming back. Oh no! Like double Stargate Void Ray into Sky Toss, Smooge. Meanwhile, Lings, they have arrived. They're going to be able to get us around here on the initial Adept. Additional depths, they haven't made it out, though. We do save the pylon, but not the probe, and the third base is delayed. Third base is going to be delayed. Right, heavily there, just now being thrown down. NightPhoenix moving out towards the south with his depths. And that's a big reaction. We have Spine Crawlers all the way from DIMAGA. Spine Crawler in the main, Spine Crawler at the natural, Spine Crawler at the third. Very big reaction from our Ukrainian Zerg. And behind this, we're transitioning into a bay, into a third base, into the next phase of this PVZ. Here we go, Adepts, they do shade in. We go for the Queen. Queen goes down. Lings are amassing as we speak. Roach Warren still not done. DIMAGA with a very late Roach Warren, but the Spine Crawlers do finish up. And that makes up for our lack of Roaches. As the Adepts, they shade in towards that main. We actually cancel the shade at the third. We have Adepts in the main base. Drones are going down. Only 4 of them, though. Could have been so much worse. And NightPhoenix is able to keep up. Yeah, good juggling. Going for another big warp in. And without Roaches, how do these Lings deal with this? Again, the Spine Crawlers are out of range. Lings are being cleaned up. Queens are at least forcing this back. Ooh, as we shade towards that natural. Getting another 2 drones. 8 in total, 9 in total. And remember, back at home, we have a third base up and running. We have disruptors on the way. Additional depths across the map. We're still not done. Finally, the prism goes down, but not before we warp in another wave of depths. 8 adepts in total. We're going for the queen. Ooh, we barely don't get it. Plus transfuse out of DIMAGA, but that is going to be 20 dead workers. NightPhoenix recalls back home, annihilates the economy here, annihilates the drone count of DIMAGA. Oh. Down to 36 drones. And the scary thing here is that DIMAGA doesn't have a lair. The lair just starts. A very late lair. What does this mean? Late roach speed, late counterattack. We're just stuck at home. We're stuck at home. We're stuck re-droning, resaturating, and NightPhoenix is free to get fully saturated on 3 bases and tech on up even further. NightPhoenix is in a really solid position, and the pressure is on DIMAGA. Pressure is on. Spine crawlers are repositioning. Ravagers are morphing in. But with the spines repositioning, that does mean that these adepts, they can shade in once again. They can get in these mineral lines. And there's that much less to defend. How many roaches do we have? 3 ravagers. Uh-oh. 0 roaches, 3 ravagers to defend. We don't really kill many drones here, but we do deny some mining time. We do deny mining. One adept does shade in. Getting another scout off. Getting another drone. Oof. Getting another 4 drones. Oh my god, 5 drones. 5 drones go down. Here come the Purification Novas. Only getting 1 roach. Good reaction out of DIMAGA. Very nicely done. But you can see that we're just amassing more adepts. Colossi on the way. NightPhoenix getting ready for his push. Getting ready to snowball out of control. Now, can DIMAGA somehow pull off this defense? If we can catch the prism. If this prism goes down with both disruptors alongside it, then maybe. There is that chance. That's going to be going up. Ooh, DIMAGA is supply blocked. We're taking up into an infestation pit, into a hydrogen. Double Evo chamber as well. DIMAGA recognizing that, again, his macro was disrupted there, was delayed. Again, all this tech is so late. And what will we have in time for this push? That's the question. We're going for a big 5-gate explosion. 5-gateway explosion. I believe that's going to be 9 gates in total. 4th is on the way. NightPhoenix looking secure. Looking secure, Papi. Well, the prism. Again, the one chance here for DIMAGA, if we can somehow catch the War Prism, if we can get into Lurker Tech, that's going to be the saving grace. We do have 4 Spine Crawlers here towards the left. We have Spine Crawlers towards the right. Interesting that we're relying this heavily on Sack Defense. To me, this screams Lurkers. And there it is. A Lurker Den is on the way. Basically, DIMAGA knows that all he has to do is survive long enough to get into Lurker Tech. That is his win condition, or his way back into this is maybe a better way of putting it. If we can get a handful of Lurkers, if we can defend against the first push, we can maybe max out on Lurkers and just turtle. But here comes NightPhoenix. Lurker Den is still halfway done. NightPhoenix is pushing. And DIMAGA needs more time. We need more time, Bobby. Here we go. Adept shading in on the right-hand side. There's a wall of spines waiting. Roach Ravager as well. We come into the shade. Ooh. Not going to be a good trade here for NightPhoenix. Yeah, the Adepts, they get shut down. At the same time, we're pushing in from the left-hand side. There's a wall of spines, but we're breaking through. Nova goes up. Takes down a Ravager. Another Nova as well. This time, ooh, another Ravager goes down. Decent piles. The spines, they put in a lot of work. Did put in a lot of work, but alas, we're still pushing through nonetheless. 1 Spine Cooler left. The Queens are falling left and right. We blink on top of the armor. You blink on top of the Ravager. Never takes down another roach. And NightPhoenix has done it. The final army here of DIMAGA has fallen. GG gets caught. Good luck in the next round. And NightPhoenix takes down another challenger. Claims another win. GG. GG, well played. Again, it was great to see DIMAGA again after a bit of a hiatus. Again, it is great to see him return. I mean, he's a very old school player, has been around since Wings of Liberty, still competing. Did have a hard time here against NightPhoenix though. Again, Glaive Adepts can be difficult to keep up with, and we saw that the initial defense was just a little bit too lackluster. Late Roach Warren, late Roaches, relying on Spine Crawlers to defend, very unorthodox, and DIMAGA was pulled apart. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to NightPhoenix. And with that, who's up next? Who is up next? Who can hold a candle here to NightPhoenix? As that is going to be, I believe, our 5th win in a row. Yeah, 5 wins in a row here for NightPhoenix. Things looking a little bit dire here. Can anyone bring his rule to an end? Who's up next? Again, we still have yet to delve into too many of our Polish Protoss players. I'm sure Nicoract is still out there somewhere. I'm sure there's other players that I'm just not quite thinking of. I'm sure we have more Protoss. I'm sure. Oh, we have our next challenger. Speaking of Ukrainian players, by the way, another Ukrainian does step up here. It is going to be the Ukrainian, not Zerg, but the Ukrainian Protoss player, Rostok. Here we go. Rostok is coming up next in another PvP. Again, I'm expecting a lot of PvPs here tonight. We've already had so many, and they're going to keep on coming. I can promise you. Again, we do have a lot of prominent European Protoss players available here, and it is getting quite late in the land of Southeast Asia. It's getting very late, actually. So I'd be surprised if we get any Koreans tonight. Players like Bjorn, players like Nightmare. We have seen them before, and some of them do stay up deep late into the night. But we'll see. We'll see. If we do feature any Koreans. Rostok can win NightPhoenix. He can. I would favor NightPhoenix in this series, but we have seen Rostok take it to players of the caliber of NightPhoenix in the past. Ukrainian players are crawling out of the walls. Oh. There's not that many. I mean, it's just been NightPhoenix, Rostok, DIMAGA. Who are we missing? We're missing Gref. Right, I would love to see Gref in this format. We're missing Gref, we're missing Bly. Let's go. Bring them all out, Poppy. Bring them all out. I just want to see a cannon rush. That's all I want. And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our current king of the hill. We have the Ukrainian Protoss, the red Protoss player representing Astronaut Esports. It is NightPhoenix. We Kaz, Hellraiser, Bly, also Mishnek, true. I forgot about Hellraiser. I haven't seen Hellraiser in a long time. It's been a long time for Hellraiser. But spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing CSO Esports. It is Rostok. Go. And again, Rostok has been a bit of a rising player over the past year, over the past 2 years. It's been great to see Rostok grow and compete quite often in these online weekly tournaments, whether it's Sparkling Tuna Cup, whether it's the ESL Open Cups, whether it's OSC events as well. Rostok has been very active over the past year of StarCraft and has been improving, has been getting better and better as weeks go on. Has been posing more and more of a challenge to these more established pros, but has yet to really break out, has yet to really break into the scene. Again, I did mention that I do favor NightPhoenix quite a bit more currently, but Rostok, again, has been looking to close that gap. Has been looking to close that gap, and here we go. Probe is moving out across the map to scout. Likewise, coming in from NightPhoenix is going to be a 2-gate opener out of Rostok, 2-gate opener out of NightPhoenix. Second pylon has been thrown down in the main for both players, so no proxies yet. Everything is looking as it should. Everything is looking as it should. No one base all in for the time being. It's going to be double Stalker out of NightPhoenix, double Stalker out of Rostok. Getting into our openers, getting into our builds. With this, we're going to be vying for map control, pushing out across the map. And where do we go from here? That is the question. Where are we headed? We have our answer. Stargate opener out of NightPhoenix. So NightPhoenix is going to be more macro-oriented. I mean, I say that it's going to be a Stargate opener that's going to lead into an expansion. The Stargate is going to be for Oracle production to harass, get some economic damage, and get ahead in the economy and boost ourselves into the mid-game. Meanwhile, from the side of Rostok, it's going to be a 2-gate opener into an expansion. So Rostok will have the faster Nexus, but NightPhoenix will have the faster tech to get ahead in the economy to kill probes with those Oracles. So a bit of a different dynamic here between these two players. Different approach to the game. And we'll see if Rostok can keep up and defend against that Oracle. Shield batteries on the way on the low ground. Rostok playing very safe. Rostok did follow it up with a sentry, so we should be seeing a hallucination scout momentarily. As we do see NightPhoenix moving out with 4 Stalkers. Oh boy. Quite a lot of DPS, quite a lot of firepower. Thankfully, Rostok does have the shield battery, so he should be able to defend here at the natural. Hallucination moves down, which means there is no force field. But we are up to 3 Stalkers. We should be okay. Yeah, NightPhoenix pokes in. Does have to pull back. You can see NightPhoenix trying to drain the shield battery of that energy. And alas, Rostok will hold. At the same time, Hallucination gets in. We get eyes on the Stargate and the Oracle. Rostok sees everything. Fully aware of what's going on, does confirm the Nexus, does confirm the expansion. Oracle's going in, and the shield battery is already done. Stalkers are in position. Rostok is ready. We still managed to get a probe. Well, but the Oracle does take some hull damage. At the same time, Adepts lying in wait outside of the natural, looking to shade in. Second Oracle has arrived as well. A bit of a tripod attack. We have an Oracle in the main, Oracle in the natural, and Adepts threatening that main base as well. We go in. We get 1, 2 probes barely going down. Same time, Oracle going for the stasis. Ooh, is denied. Quick moves out of Rostok. And with that, 3 probes go down. We do shade into the main. Adepts, they get into the main base. They can one-shot probes, and ooh, they barely do not. Yeah, 1 Adept goes down. 5 probes full in total, and NightPhoenix barely takes a 2-worker lead. And behind this, from a Stargate opener, we're getting into a Robo, into Immortals. Now, the way this works, because NightPhoenix knows he's going to be a little bit too far behind in Blink, we're just avoiding Blink for now, we're delaying it, and rushing into Immortal production. That's going to make up for our Blink Stalker deficit, as Immortals do quite well in Stalker battles. Meanwhile, Oracle goes down to the natural, and Blink is done for Rostok. We do have map control, we can move out, we can contain NightPhoenix and take a faster third. Again, Rostok can freely take this third base, and NightPhoenix is going to have to fight for his own third. Good, Rostok reinforcing. Looking at the units tab, it's going to be 12 Stalkers to the 7 of NightPhoenix. Oracle gets a revelation up. Stalkers in position. NightPhoenix again, he has to move out. The Immortal putting in some work. Nice control out of NightPhoenix. Does fade out an extra shot from the Immortal. Second Immortal has arrived, forcing Rostok back, and we will take the third. Now it is significantly later. The third of Rostok just now finishing. NightPhoenix is barely starting. Oracle goes back in. Stasis is going to be going up. Up. Ooh. Not bad. That's 4 probes and a Stalker. Not bad at all. NightPhoenix does get away. Whew, and behind this, we can calm things down a little bit. So we got a Twilight Council and a Forge on the way for NightPhoenix. So right now, again, he's holding, even though he has a lower Stalker count, the Immortals. The Immortals are carrying NightPhoenix here, allowing him to expand. This should be +1 in charge, I imagine. We could just skip Blink and go straight into charge. Speaking of, Rostok is already working on charge of his own. Charge of +1 on the way. Rostok does have a window, does have a timing where he is ahead in those upgrades. It's pushing out. Immortals are in position. We have the concave. Stalkers do not get the Stalker of NightPhoenix. We do hold for now. Do hold on. Oh. Phew. Once again, Rostok threatening a dive does take an immortal hit to the face. I'm loving the stasis here. He wants to bait out a blink. Oh, oh, oh my god. Calm down. Be careful. Rostok posturing. Instead, he's going to back off. Takes a 4th base instead. A great use of his map control here. Just extending his economic lead. Or trying to capitalize on it. Behind this, charge is done. +1 as well. Should be rushing into +2. And I appreciate this out of NightPhoenix. Again, he recognizes how far behind he is in certain aspects. We're not going to charge, we are indeed going to blink, and we're rushing into our robotic spay into disruptor production. Again, we may have a smaller army, we may be stuck and contained on 3 bases a little bit longer, but we're going to be able to tech up into disruptors and have a higher quality overall army composition. Composition is going to be insane for NightPhoenix. But it's still going to come down to the execution. 4th is on the way. Rostok still committing here to a mass gateway-based army, now sprinkling in a couple of Immortals. +2 has started. We have the Prism on the way with the arrival of the War Prism. Rostok should be pushing. He should be moving out. Should be moving out as the Oracle is still alive, gets back into the main base. Threatening another stasis trap, and here we go. Rostok is pushing, and that's quite an army. Looking at the unit side, that's 20 Stalkers, 11 Zealots, and 1 Immortal. And we have the War Prism to reinforce. And what do we have at home to defend? We have stasis traps, we have shield batteries, soon to be an overcharge at the 4th. Massive amount of Immortals, and we're going into Colossus, not Disruptor. Wait, what? Colossi on the way. We dive on in. Good force fields, very nice force fields actually. Cutting off the Stalkers, sorry, cutting off the Zealots, cutting off the Immortals. And NightPhoenix, he takes a fight, shuts down the Stalkers. Very nicely done. You see here, he got 7 Stalker kills and 7 Zealots for 1 Stalker, 1 Adept, 2 Sentries. That was a very efficient fight for NightPhoenix. Very well done. Colossi have arrived at the same time. We're going to be harassing across the map. We get some probe kills. Rostok, he had momentum, but not so much, not anymore. And again, these Colossi, they're a great way of dealing with all these Zealots. They're like an alternate way to deal with them instead of Archons, going Colossi instead. Yeah, NightPhoenix taking a supply lead. Again, that fight just went so heavily in NightPhoenix's favor. And that's now reflected in the supplies. On top of that, NightPhoenix taking an economic lead up to 69 probes. I spoke too soon as a couple of probes go down. We see Rostok going for a split push. We have Zealots in the main base, a push towards the 4th. Another move out towards the 3rd. Never goes up. The reaction. No! Ooh, big connection. Massive nerves to the face. Sentries go down. The Immortal as well. Oh god, that was 17 Zealots and Immortal, 3 Sentries, 5 Stalkers. Big Zealot run base coming in. Probes are going down. That's a lot of dead workers. Ooh, the entire mineral line goes down. 24 probes, and we're all in. NightPhoenix is giving up here on his 4th. Never mind, he has plenty of reinforcements, but he knows he can keep pushing. We have Colossi, Disruptors, Immortals. Back at home, we clean up the Zealots, and we're going to keep on pushing towards that 4th. Good force fields here out of NightPhoenix. Overcharges, but we dive on top of it. Nova goes off as well. And the blinks are just a little bit too late. Stasis Trap catches reinforcements. Zealots are coming in. We do come in from behind. We get a surround. NightPhoenix, where's the rest of the army? There we go. We come in just in time. Look to the east. The Stalkers and Zealots have arrived. GG gets called, and NightPhoenix takes down Rostok 1-0, maintaining that win streak. GG. Happy. GG, well played. And honestly, a really sick game. Like, shout out to Rostok, by the way. Rostok, he was holding his own. He was keeping up with NightPhoenix for most of that game. But we saw a fight go awry there. We saw NightPhoenix able to just have beautiful execution when it came to the fight outside the fourth. Was able to shut down and catch so many Stalkers there. Took away a lot of the momentum that Rostok had. And with that, did snowball into a win there. GG, well played. And the PvPs, we're not done. It's not over, but the PvP is never over. It never does end. Here we go. We're getting ready for our next game. We're getting ready for our next PvP. I've been waiting for him. I've been alluding to the Polish Protoss players. How we've already had Ziomek, but we have many more in the back line, I'm sure. And we have confirmation. Up next, one of the best Protoss in all of Europe. It's NightPhoenix versus Gerald. Let's go. Let's us go. Again, Gerald, I would say one of the best Protoss in Europe right now. In saying so, NightPhoenix did already take down SKillous, and I would say SKillous is top 3 Protoss in Europe. So to bring down a player like SKillous, I'm sure there's not many Protoss players out there that NightPhoenix is afraid of. In saying that, Gerald is going to be coming in as a favorite player. Gerald, straight up, he is one of the favorite players here to go for a deep run, to be a king of the hill. Can NightPhoenix hold on to that crown, or will it be stripped away? Gerald, he's going to be quite the challenge. Oh boy. Gerald, yeah. I see the chat. Gerald, very scary opponent. Very scary opponent. Oh boy. The big names are coming out, Bobby. They're coming out. Whew. And we'll see where this takes us. Again, it's a best of one. Anything can happen. I'll be honest, I will say that I do think the dynamic is going to shift. I do think that coming into this best of one, the pressure is now on NightPhoenix, just because Geralt is such an accomplished player. He's coming as the favorite player. Instead of aggression kind of falling at the hands or falling at the feet of NightPhoenix, is going to be the opposite here. It's going to be NightPhoenix, I imagine, going all in and Geralt defending. We'll see. We shall see. As we have yet to decide our map. Where are we dropping? Where are we headed here? Again, it is going to be Geralt's map of choice. And NightPhoenix gets one veto. One singular veto. What's it going to be? What is it going to be? Otherwise, I hope you've all been enjoying yourselves in the chat. Hope you've all been enjoying. I know it's been a long broadcast. It's been 5.5 hours. Let's go. Let's go. And we still have 5 more matches after this. We'll have 5 more best of ones after this series. Oof. So we're in for at least another hour. At least we can do this. We can do this. We're gonna be good. I'm getting punished for having like a regular sleep schedule nowadays. Ever since returning from my Europe trip, I've been like, you know, going to bed at like midnight or even earlier at times, and waking up early as well, like a normal human being. I'm an animal, Poppy. I'm an animal. It's awful. So staying up like this is a little bit more taxing, but still worth it. Still very much so worth it. We're here for the StarCraft. We're here for all of our players, and here we go. We have our map of choice. Hold on. Hold on. Do we have another proposition? Looks like oh my god, they're doing it. Wait, what? No shot. No shot. Okay, hold on. What comes to mind? No shot, papi, no shot. Sorry, I'm in a enthralling conversation here. So, okay, to let you guys in, because there's a lot happening in the chat right now. We're off racing. We are off racing right now. Oh my god. And both Gerald and NightPhoenix have agreed to play a Zerg versus Terran. They've agreed to play a ZVT instead. Gerald is playing Terran and NightPhoenix is playing Zerg. Oh god. I'm checking the race report. Hold on. 94%. No. Okay, Gerald, his Terran is cracked. He's got a 94% win rate in TVP. That's crazy. Oh my god. 94% win rate in TVP. He's cracked. Protoss is super strong after Sentry buff, so he lost one game. True. Oh my god. His Terran is 5k, by the way. But for context, it's 5k. So here we go. This is not going to be a PvP. We are off racing instead. We're having some fun here, and it's going to be Geralt rolling his Terran and I almost said Mixu. NightPhoenix rolling a Zerg. NightPhoenix did message me though that Mixu apparently gave him a build. Mixu gave him a build order. Let's go. As we're diving into our next game. So again, I do apologize because they were asking me. The reason why I was silent for a while, I was typing, is because NightPhoenix was like, give me a build. And then Geralt was like, look at my win rates. I was like, God. And here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner, agreeing. Oh, no deal. No deal. Apparently, no, sorry. No queens? Deal? Oh. Does he agree? Is he playing mech? We're gonna find out. It's the Polish, typically Protoss player, but off racing as Terran, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Geralt. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Ukrainian Zerg player, the current king of the hill with 5 wins under his belt, papi. Oh my god, it is NightPhoenix. For Astronaut Esports. Can I type? Can I? True! You sit and you win. They can't see me. I'm an observer. Aye. But here we go. The banter is real, and my apologies. I will fix up the colors of the player names. 1 moment. You can enjoy the players chatting with each other. Let's go, meme king of the hill. Meme it up, papi. Meme it up. But okay. What do we have? Wait, what? Okay, so it is going to be a reactor first. Okay. Gerald's going for a Rax into reactor first, skipping his Reaper, but he is going for an SCV scout. It is going to be an SCV scout. Meanwhile, we do see, I believe NightPhoenix went for a gas first. Yep, it's gas into gas pool hatch opener. Very aggressive build here out of NightPhoenix. That is going to be not just link speed, we're staying in gas. This is either going to be a Bane bust or a Roach rush. And there it is, it's a Bane bust. It's going to be a link Bane all in out of NightPhoenix. The game is going to end sooner than you thought. Meanwhile, back across the map, Gerald did scout the late hatchery, and he should be going in for a deeper scout. SCV is going to be denied, but Gerald should be aware that something is wrong. He did see link speed researching, so he knows it's not. He knows it's not roaches. He knows at least that much, or at least he should be aware. But he knows that aggression is coming. We need to defend back at home. Where's the bunker? We need to get ready. We need a bunker being set up here. For now, Lings, they get across the map. They disrupt the CC. As the Lings are forced back. CC still underway. We're getting into our factory. Second Rax behind this. I'm concerned that Gerald hasn't pieced this together. I'm very concerned. Like, the fast link speed is a massive tip-off. There we go. We're pulling out of gas. Overlook gets shut down. Big supply block for NightPhoenix. Uh-oh. Massive supply block, actually. Considering we're link flooding, by the way, so with that, Gerald, going for the low ground bunker. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. Banelings are morphing in, but this low ground bunker is so exposed, it's gonna go down so quickly. There's a reason why when you're up against a 1 base all in or a 2 base all in, it's typically standard to give up on your natural. You give up on your natural, you defend in the main, you defend on the ramp, you lift up your CC, you save your SCVs. So, this is quite risky from Gerald. Very risky. Lings are amassing. How many Banelings do we have? Only 4. Not that many, to be honest. But, based on the positioning of the bunker, even with only 4 Banelings, we should still be able to get us around on this and shut it down. Here we go. NightPhoenix, he dives in. It dives on the bunker. Does connect, shuts down the bunker, but there's a tank on the high ground. There is a tank in position. SCVs are going down, but without Banelings, we're not busting in. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Gerald's holding. Gerald, he holds onto his natural. He holds onto his main base. The tank has arrived, and NightPhoenix back at home is droning. But this is late saturation. These are late drones. Oh, boy. Off race, best race. Oh, you're all animals. Aye, aye, aye. Behind this, we're getting into our Evo chamber. We're setting up a 3rd base as well. Also, my apologies. Sorry, NightPhoenix is on a 6-game win streak, not a 5-game win streak. There we go. It has been updated. 6 games, puppy. My God. That's a lot of wins. A lot of wins already here. As Gerald, he's stabilizing on his 2-base sit-up, getting into a 2-on-1 variation. Very weird 2-on-1, but okay. We're getting there. The SimCity is messing me up a little bit. It's a 2-on-1 with tank production. This feels like a 2-base all-in. Not gonna lie. Like, there's no reason to make tanks this early on in such a fashion. So tanks are amassing. NightPhoenix getting into his lair. We have +1 melee on the way, no carapace. Ooh, that's interesting. So the reason why this is interesting, usually as a Zerg player, you'd prioritize carapace. Carapace has more value to you in this matchup, just because it allows your Ling Bane to survive extra hits and to actually close distance and get on top of the army of your opponents. Again, because they're melee-based units, it's so much more important to actually survive and get those hits in. Close that gap. Melee, less so important. So, yeah, interesting choice here out of NightPhoenix. You know, more damage means better upgrade. True. Kappa. As Gerald is going to be pushing towards the left-hand side. The tanks have arrived. We're getting within range here of the hatchery. Oof, and this is going to be a tough defense here for NightPhoenix. Here we go. We get on top of the tanks. First tank goes down, but good positioning here with the Marines. The Bailings, they get targeted down. And Gerald, we're snowballing out of control. We stim on forward. We focus down the Lings, the Bailings, and the Queens. And we're stimming, and we're winning. Yeah, man, we've got a little bit too good here. As we get on top of the Queens, we get on top of the army, and NightPhoenix has nothing left. Yeah, the drones are being targeted down. The tank gets surrounded. The tank is gonna fall. But Gerald, he's already achieved so much. And he's gonna get a kill on the base. The hatchery goes down. NightPhoenix stuck here on 2 bases. Even getting an Overlord. Gerald is gonna run away with this. Now, NightPhoenix, how do we bounce back here? We have Bailing Speed on the way. We have +2 melee. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen at this level of play a Zerg player rush into +2 melee of all things in a ZVT. That's crazy. It's wild. I like it. As we do see Gerald going for his double jump on the right hand side. Diving in towards the main. At the same time, dropping in towards the left, and we're just pulling NightPhoenix apart. Base is denied. Bailings rolling in. Oh, we get some decent connections. A late reaction there from Gerald. Likewise, to force on friendly fire. And NightPhoenix is holding. Barely holding on. Shutting down those medevacs. One medevac goes down. Oh, can we get the other? Barely not. Oh, yeah, barely not. Does survive. And can NightPhoenix recover? I mean, we have a lot of droning to do. We have a lot of droning to do. Gerald behind this, his macro, good enough. Getting into our 7-rack setup. 7 racks is right. Sorry, 6-rack setup. Settling on in. Third base being taken. The mule hammer is here. Oh, that's a lot of mules. That's quite a heavy Maynard as well. And yeah, Gerald, he's just getting ready for his second wave, for his second push. He already has a massive lead. He has an economic lead. He has a supply lead, an army lead even. Outside of something fancy here, I'm talking like borrowed Banelings, right? If we had researched Burrow, then maybe we can catch out some Marines. If we tech up into Infestors or tech up into Hydra Lurker, there is a chance. But straight up Ling Vein, it's not going to be easy. At this point, I do feel like the NightPhoenix is relying on Gerald to make the saves. Is relying on Gerald. Bailings rolling in. Oh. Ooh, Mind Shot goes off on the Bailings. Oh, that was brutal. Gerald, he can push in. Can keep pushing. That's a lot of reinforcing Bailings, though. You have to respect it. Ooh. Sniping is solid here. Gerald shutting down more Bailings. Pushing in towards the left, denying more bases, does focus it down. Oh, that's a kill! That's a kill, not a cancel on the hatchery. Likewise, Gerald coming in from the left-hand side, getting another base. Mind shots, oh! Are looking okay. We get the base in the end. NightPhoenix getting knocked down to 3 hatcheries. And we're eventually getting ready for an all-out assault. We're just a head-on push. Not much to slow down Gerald. Yeah, we pick off a queen. Queen gets picked off. Lings get shut down. We have 1-1. 2-2 on the horizon here for Gerald. And a shout out to NightPhoenix for, again, making it this far. For having the largest, the biggest even win streak here out of all players, even beating SKillous as well. Did so well for himself, and now he's coming in with his Ling Vein. Ooh, massive mind shots going off on the Lings. And Gerald, he cleans up the army. He can keep pushing in. He can once again deny these hatcheries. And that's what we're going for. We're going for the bases over and over again. forcing a cancel. Behind this Gerald, he's getting a 4th. 4 CCs on the way. Mine's just going to be going up. Oh, he's steaming towards the middle line. NightPhoenix. You can't quite keep up. Not like this. Forces back the drop. And this is the army that we're waiting for. Waiting for this army to move out across the map. Until then, Gerald dropping his heart out. Being active with what he has. And there it is. Here comes that main army. How many Marines? 43 Marines. 13 Widow Mines. Okay. Okay, if Gerald's move commands forward, or if we can somehow force some friendly fire with all these Widow Mines, then maybe we can hold. As Gerald has double the army supply, and here we go, we're rolling in. Widow Mines setting up. A good spread here from Gerald. Good initial mine shot as well. Yeah, pushing in between the bases. Widow Mines are borrowing. We collapse on top of the Queens. No, the Queens are exposed. Mine shot's gonna be going off as well. I'll go to the Bailey connections. Oh! They were okay, but massive mine shots on the remaining Bailings. And was that every Bailing? That was. 0 Bailings left, only Lings and Queens. And now once again, we can just stim and win from here. Without Bailings, there's nothing to stop these Marines. They break on through. Bailings are just now finishing up. Here come another wave. Another wave of reinforcements. NightPhoenix trying to hold on. He's trying. And there it is. GG gets called. Good luck in the next round. The king is dead. All hail the new king of the hill. Congratulations to Gerald. GG, well played. Congratulations. The king is dead. All hail the new king of the hill. Gerald will claim the throne for himself. Take that crown. And now a new era has arrived. A new dynasty even has begun. The era of Gerald. GG. GG, well played. A shout out to NightPhoenix for having a deep run and for taking down one of the best European players in all of, or one of the best players in all of Europe. He took down SKillous. You know, I was really curious to see who would be the one to stop SKillous in his tracks. It was NightPhoenix. NightPhoenix was the one that brought SKillous to his knees, and NightPhoenix was the one that went on a deep, deep run here, taking 6 wins in a row. Very impressive. Oh, sorry, yeah, 6 wins in a row. Very impressive stuff. But all good things must come to an end. And Gerald, able to claim his win here, flexing his Terran skills here. Not even in TVP, which is again 94% win rate for Gerald. Crazy, crazy. And with that, who is up next? And do we get another off race? That's the real question. That is the real question. Let's go. Best Zerg in EU has fallen. Ah, Smerge. Smerge. Not like this. Oh, and I think we have our contender here. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So we have our next contender. I believe it's Azura. I believe Azura is coming up next. Oh wait, no, sorry. Not Azura. My apologies. uThermal. uThermal has arrived. I was not familiar. I did not know that uThermal is gonna be competing in OSC King of the Hill. Okay. So here we go. uThermal, mark himself the YouTube man, the replacement man, has arrived. And speaking of nonsense, speaking of off racing, you should know, if you've been watching the CranKy Ducklings, if you've been watching uThermal these past couple of months, whenever he competes in tournaments, he plays random. uThermal, he's set aside his Terran ways, and now he's a random player, and he's very cheesy, he's very all-in. Very, very all-in. So, I'm ready. I'm ready, Bobby. Let's go. Let us go. Setting up our teams. Getting everything ready. Can we get a ZVT again? I did ask for a ZVZ. uThermal was like, yo, do you have a request for the matchup? And I was like, ZVZ, Kappa. Oh no. What are we gonna get? They're currently picking their races. Oh. Here we go. It looks like... Oh. God. It looks like we're playing PvT. Okay. I'm ready. I am ready. Oh, wait. No, wait. We have... Not yet. We don't have confirmation. Not yet. Not yet, Papi. We're getting there. Okay. We have it. We have our answer. It is going to be Gerald picking Protoss, and uThermal is picking random. Which makes sense. Again, if you've been watching uThermal over the past, like, 6 months, he's always been competing as random. He is officially a random player now. What I will say, as everyone I'm sure is familiar if you're aware of uThermal, his Terran is his best race. His Terran is his best race. His Zerg is his worst. We roll the dice, and it's gonna be a PvP. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkione, we have our red Protoss player, the current king of the hill from the land of Poland, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Gerald. Gerald saying, I'll tell you my race if you tell me yours. As a reminder, his opponent picked random. Gerald does not know what he's playing against because spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the orange Protoss player. He was random, but he rolls Protoss, the orange player from the land of the Netherlands. It is uThermal. Here we go. Man, there we go. You change your name to Gerald. Okay, a little bit of answer going on here in the chat, and the probe scout does come in. Gerald does confirm it's going to be a PvP, and I'm curious how uThermal approaches this. So uThermal, he is very cheesy whenever he off races. Well, I mean, in general, even when he rolls Terran, he's a very aggressive, very cheesy player. Has very quirky and unorthodox builds. He's all about content. He's all about making them YouTube content, making them thumbnails. You know, can you believe the 2-base Hydra all-in that I did 5 games in a row and only won once? Oh, I can't believe it. I love Mark. I love uThermal. Much love, much love. We'll see what he got. We'll see what he has. Emergency content deployment. YouTube man to the rescue. Exactly. He's here for the views, Papi. He's here for it. Here we go. Again, for now, it's going to be a 2-gate opener out of uThermal. Interesting SimCity. Fair. Just interesting to say the least. Creating a bit of a wall off. Meanwhile, oh my god, Gerald's coming in with the pylon block. It does trap some of these probes. Does get a kill as well. One probe goes down for uThermal. Gerald just flexing a little bit here, killing a probe, does force a cancel. The probe does escape as well. Oh my god. Only for a couple of seconds as the sentry will shut it down. Oh, at least uThermal does clean it up, but that was quite a disruption in the main base. Behind this, we do have Gerald's going for a 2-gate opener into an expand. He's going for a more macro-oriented build. My eyes are more so on uThermal, as he's also looking to expand. Nexus is on the way. There it is. Nexus is on the way. We are getting in towards the early to mid game. Both players are expanding. We're getting to our tech of choice. Gerald's getting into his Stargate. Ooh, and Adepts are shading across the map. Okay, we have 3 Adepts here from uThermal, and 2 of them are spotted by the hallucination. Gerald is aware, Gerald is getting ready, he has a probe in position, Stalker's on low ground, shield battery is done, and as long as we can keep up with the shades, we should be able to hold on. Ooh. There goes, we focus down those Adepts. At the same time, a little bit awkward there, as we do have a hallucinated Colossus getting into the main. I think that was a mistake. I was like, wait, what? So, uThermal gets a full scout. True. Does get a full scout of the main base with a hallucination. We'll get less scouting than he would have liked, but yeah, let's go. And you know what? It's about the content, Bobby. It's about the content. Let's go. Literally 10,000 IQ. True. Let's go. And that's going to be shading in towards the main. Threatening a shade at least. We do see Gerald with an economic lead. He's going across the map with the Oracle. Now, uThermal did scout. He did confirm the Stargate. He should be aware that the Oracle is coming. And he's ready for it. He is ready for it. Shield battery. Sentries are in position. He wants some MMR with it. No shot. No shot, man. Oracle gets in. We get a couple of probe kills. Good damage dealt by Gerald. Does get away with his Oracle. And did we invest into a second? We did not. Only 1 Oracle from Gerald. Only 1 for the time being. That's Gerald. He's amassing more Stalkers back at home, catching the Adepts. Blink not quite done, but we do get 1 Adept kill. Even going for both. Very nice targeting there out of Gerald. Splitting up his shots. Getting the maximum amount of value with that. Getting that second Adept as low as possible. As he's pushing out, looking to threaten that third base. Hallucination comes in, gets eyes on the would-be Immortal production. That's a lot of sentries here for uThermal. Sentries are good, but we raise you all these Stalkers. Show us the stasis. No! Massive stasis here on the army. Sentry goes down. And we take control of the third base location. A couple of Stalkers to defend. We can chase them back as well. Going for a warp in. The warp in is denied. Do bleed out one of those Stalkers. And Geralt will be forced back. But he did manage to get a Stalker, a Pylon. Traded well. Baiting uThermal into that stasis. And now we're waiting for Blink. Oh boy. And Geralt, he's got quite a number of Stalkers available here. Now, uThermal will also have Blink. Thankfully, he will also have Blink as well. But can he save that Immortal? Can he save it as we force feed the Immortal in and we can focus it down? That's what I was worried about. The Immortal does fall. And with that, Geralt, snowballing a bit out of control here, taking down the sentries, and taking down the Stalkers. Get a better trade for Geralt. Stasis trap in the main base, catches almost the entire middle line. GG gets called, and Geralt will take down the would-be usurper. Takes down uThermal in the PvP, and remains the king of the hill. GG. GG, well played. Again, shout out to uThermal. He's always a lot of fun to cast. Always a lot of fun to cast. Always exciting to see what kind of crazy build he whips out or what kind of race he rolls. GG, well played. Gerald will take the win here, but again, a shout out to uThermal. Did put on a show, and I'm sure he's gonna make a YouTube video about that hallucination. I'm sure, Pappy. I'm sure. As we're settling into our next game, Gerald still maintaining that win streak, and the question becomes, who's up next? Who is up next? as we're actually running out of matches. One moment. We're actually running out of matches here. Quickly checking our Wikipedia bracket, we have how many games? We have 4 games left. 4 matches remaining here. 4 would-be contenders. Who do we have? Oh, oh no. Ay. Hold on, I need a message once again. Here we go. We have our next contender. It's gonna be the sometimes Zerg player, usually Protoss. It is gonna be Iba from the UK. Of course it is. Iba, papi. Ay. We've had a lot of off racing here tonight. A lot of off racing, and is Iba gonna do the same? We've seen a lot of Protoss recently from Iba. A lot of Protoss. Is he gonna off race or not? Oh boy. Here we go. So yet to be determined. I say that because if you remember, one of the last times we casted Iba was in Sparkling Tuna Cup a couple of weeks ago. I think it was last week or the week before. And we casted Iba versus Cristiano. And fun fact, Iba played Protoss against Cristiano and he forced the ace match, which was impressive. He did force the ace match out of Cristiano in a PvP. So I'm not, it's not off the table. You know, it's definitely a possibility here. What do you have to offer? What race are we picking? Oh boy. Here we go. Everyone has been off racing today. Everyone's a clown. Okay, just messaging Iba, and Iba, he's messaging me. He's like, I don't know what to play. Do I play Zerg or Protoss? He's having a crisis right now. Doesn't know, but he doesn't know. We'll see. We'll see how this all comes together here. Iba making an important decision: Zerg or Protoss. Oh, Terran time? They're messaging each other. Okay. Gerald was like, how good is your PvT? And he was like, no, 5.5. Okay. PvP. Here we go. We have our next matchup. Iba is usually a Zerg player, but he likes to off-race a lot. And here we go. We have our answer. It is going to be a PvP between Iba and Gerald. Best of 1 on Nightshade. Let's go. Let us go. The PvPs continue. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, of Nightshade, we have our blue Protoss. Oh, he's scared, Bobby. He's scared. We have the blue Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes from the land of the UK. Typically a Zerg player, but rolling as Protoss, it is Iba. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent saying that he would have liked to have played Terran, but he has never played as Terran on this map. Representing Storm Gaming, the Polish Protoss, it is Gerald. True. Let's hear him say it. Protoss Imba. What's he gonna say? And toss is broken. I was waiting for the toss Imba line, but toss is broken. Yeah, close enough. Aye. They're bonding, Papi. They're bonding. True. PvP unwinnable in a PvP. True. But here we go. We're settling into this. Gerald's going for a 2-gate opener. It's going to be a 2-gate opener from our Polish Protoss player. Meanwhile, Iba back at home. Going for a 2-gate opener as well. Now, if you're curious, if you haven't seen too much of Iba's Protoss in PvP, he's not too cheesy. He can all in, don't get me wrong, he can all in, but it feels like, at least from my experience casting his Protoss, he does enjoy going for more macro-oriented games. He is very greedy. He takes fast third bases and probes up quite quickly, and he goes for these gateway-heavy, mass blink stalker-heavy styles. It's very interesting, and honestly, he has really good blink control. Like Iba, his blink control is on par with some of the best out there. So that's what he does rely on most of the time. He relies a lot more on his micro more than anything, and that is something that you can flex in PvP. That is true. We'll see if we can get there though. For now, we're easing our way into this. We do see a pylon block here out of Iba, delaying the expansion. He should be going for his own back at home. I say delaying the expansion, also trying to get a read on the initial units of Gerald. Is going to be a Stalker Sentry-based opener. Very safe. Pylon is cancelled. Nexus is thrown down for both players. We're easing our way into the mid-game. Easing our way in. Both players going to their Twilight Council's mirrored build so far. Getting in towards Blink. So we're expanding, we're working towards Blink. Everything looking as it should. Everything looking standard so far. Here we go, Iba coming in with his Hallucination Scout, just making sure that there's no hidden tech, no Stargate, no Robo. Does confirm the Twilight Council, sees it researching, knows it's not a Dark Shrine opener. Iba just being secure. Gerald doing the same. With his own hallucination in the main base of Iba. Does see everything. Does confirm. And with that, we're just settling down into our 2-base setup. Robo's on the way. And yeah, we're just playing straight up so far. I mean, again, this is kind of what I expected out of Iba. I'm curious if he's going to be taking a 3rd base as well and going into the mid-game. Probe is on the way. He is going to be on the way, setting up to eventually expand. Gerald doing the same. Hallucination does get eyes on the probe. Iba does see. So does Gerald. So far, for the most part, mirroring each other. I say for the most part, there's the expansion for Iba. 3rd base has been thrown down. Gerald should be doing the same. Does have the money for it. There it is. 3rd base has been thrown down. I think the biggest deviation is the Robo, as we have a Robo from Gerald, no Robo from Iba. Iba being a little bit greedier here. Just settling into his 3-base setup and getting into his Blink Stalkers. And this is where Iba can really thrive in PvP. Can thrive. Stalkers are moving out. Well, they do run into Gerald's army, so you have to respect it, you have to back off. Iba just poking and prodding. Gerald rotating over towards the left-hand side. And they did split each other's third bases. Checking for a fourth. Additional gateways are on the way. We have the forge for +1 from Gerald. Eba not investing into his own forge yet. No forge for the time being. Immortal has begun for Gerald. Getting into gateways. So Gerald, he's at least diversifying his army, going into Immortals alongside his Stalkers. Meanwhile, Eba just committed to Mass Blink Stalker. At the same time, a couple of probes do go down. Eba chasing down those Stalkers, trading 1 for 1. And trading 1 for 1 in the end. Eba trying to chase him down, but he has no way to reinforce. No Prism, no gateways. Eba has to fall back. And I had to give the edge to Gerald here. Both players are similar in economies. I mean, Eba has a higher worker count, true, so he has a slightly better economy. But Gerald, he's got Immortal production, he's got Charge on the way, he's got a big timing with +1. His +1 is halfway done. Gateway Explosion is kicking in. The composition here for Gerald is just going to be superior to that of Eba. Now, what Eba has is, one, going to be a better economy, now even taking a faster 4th base with a higher worker count. He has a more mobile, flexible army. He could try to outposition Gerald. He can try to avoid the main fight, head into and dive into the natural, diving into the main, depowering gateways, killing probes. Eba can be very active on the map. And at least until he can get into these zealots, I don't really see him engaging head-on with those immortals. The zealots will kind of change the dynamic of these two armies. Eba is pushing. Looking at the units tab here, you can see Eba, he's got almost double the Stalker count. Again, pure Stalker out of Eba. Gerald's mixing in Zealots, mixing in Immortals. Here we go, we dive in on the right hand side. We do force a cancel on the 4th. Do force that cancel, Immortals are coming in. Eba trying to set up a surround. But Gerald does see this. Does spot this with the Observer. Eba dipping in. Gets a sentry. Good pickup. Trading with the Zealots. Eba's also bleeding out some Stalkers. +1 is done for both players. +2 on the way for Gerald. Rebuilding his 4th. Eba's is already done. Gerald is committing. Eba, can we set up a surround? He does have the supply lead. Gonna come down to the angle. We dive, we snipe the Prism. Big moment there. Good counter force fields. Prism for what is that? 4 Stalkers. Yeah, 4 Stalkers go down. But Gerald can no longer reinforce. Eba, he's cut off. He has to come in. Yeah, he's zoned away from his shield battery, zoned away from the overcharge. Good force fields, force to recall to the right hand side. Eba trying to surround. Zealots, they collapse on top of the Immortal. And Gerald, he's breaking through. Again, just a better army, better positioning. Solid force fields earlier. And he's breaking through the main army. It was a cute move trying to recall there from Eba onto the other side. Even without the War Prism though, Gerald, he just has too much. And those Immortals, they've been alive throughout this entire game, throughout this entire fight. Adding so much more DPS to this. And we've broken the 4th base. Gerald, he breaks on through, he takes down the Nexus. Eba trying to come in from behind, but he's zoned away. Gerald, he breaks the 4th, takes down 14 probes, and now we're pushing in to the 3rd. Eba still ahead in workers, by the way, which is crazy. They get a little bit too greedy. We dive on top of the Prism. Prism goes down. We have so many Zealots, and Gerald, he overwhelms. GG gets called. Gerald taking down his opponent 1-0, taking down Eba. GG. GG, well played. Gerald, he will hold on to that crown, hold on to that throne. Whew. GG, Gerald will maintain his position here, and can anyone stop him? It was a good effort by Eba. It was very back and forth, and it was very tense. It was a very tense game there from our players. GG, and with that we have our next opponent. He was smurging a little bit, Bob. He's smurging. No. But yeah, with that, Gerald, he does claim the win here, and now we're getting into our next series. We're getting into our next game. Whew, it's been a while, but we are going to be featuring not a Protoss, not a Zerg, but a Terran as the challenger. Here we go. Gerald versus BabyMarine coming up next. Let's go. Is BabyMarine still on Team Roddy? BabyMarine. Let's double check here. He is teamless. Ooh, okay. It's currently teamless. We'll fix that up. Here we go. This is me, Gerald versus BabyMarine again. Gerald, he is on a win streak. I believe 3 wins under his belt. 1, 2, yeah, 3 wins so far, and 3 players remain. Oh boy, can he be stopped? Can he be slowed down? I mean, again, BabyMarine, he's an amazing player in his own right. He is an up-and-comer, has been an up-and-comer for quite some time. I want to believe that he can take it to Gerald, but do we off-race again? That is the question. Oh boy. Is it even going to be a PvT? I don't even know. Here we go. We have our map of choice. It is going to be on Ghost River. Let's go. And no one is off racing. No one is off racing. We're all being serious this time. We're all being serious here in our next game. And as we get ready for our next game, a big shout out to... Oh my god! A big shout out to Protostegosaurus Papi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs in the chat. That's a lot of gifted subs. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. We appreciate it. Ga, Papi, ga. Thank you so much. Gifted subs to, I see Astra. Oh my god. To Astra, to GamerGaz, Alive in the Wired, Attilam, RBV Shard, iMercy, Mode Capybara. Oh, it's a capybara. Lagami, Envy Mondo got a sub, and has the Bez as well. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. We do appreciate the support. Thank you so much, and it's thanks to the support like this that we're able to host our events, fund our events like Sparkling Tuna Cup, events like Sea Duckling Open, Master Swan Open. Thank you so much. Gracias, papi, gracias. As we are getting into our next game and spawning in the top left hand corner of Ghost River, we have our red Terran player. True. Gerald's not wrong. First game versus non-off race. This is the first serious game for Gerald throughout this entire tournament. True. We should have seen him off race. We have the Italian Terran player, currently teamless. It is BabyMarine. Should have been an off race. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Gerald, the current king of the hill. Let's go. Imagine not off racing, right? It's the BabyMarine. I mean, Marine is in his name. Like, you know, can he ever off race if he's a Marine? Smurge. Also, I see you in the chat, MeomaikA. Where have you been? Where have you been, Pop? You were supposed to play earlier. You're meant to be an OSC King of the Hill. I won my I won my Hydras, Poppy. Where are my Hydras? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, Mio. Hope you're doing good. As here we go, we do have the probe across map being shut down by said Reaper. It is going to be an economic opener, a rack expand. CC was forced off center, but we should be able to land it. As looks like we had maybe a little bit of a misclick or maybe a bit of a bug being experienced there, but hopefully it's okay. Losing that probe. As Gerald is going to be getting into his Twilight Council, going to be a Twilight Council opener in the main base, working towards Blink. Going to be a Blink-based build. And we'll see where BabyMarine goes with this, as it's getting into his 1-1 setup. Does he go for a Rax before a Starport? Does he go for the Starport first? How aggressive is going to be in the follow-up? If we're loading into Ghost River, I imagine he wants to be quite aggressive. I imagine. As it's going to be a 1-1-1. Starport is on the way. Windmine production has commenced. We're getting set up for, I imagine, a mine drop, or at least a mine drop variation. Command center now on location. And the question becomes, how many gateways? How aggressive is Gerald going to be as well? How aggressive are we going to be? What I mean by that is that it is Blink, but it could be 2-gate Blink, 3-gate Blink, or even 4-gate Blink Stalker. Level of gateways would dictate how aggressive Gerald did want to be. For now, we do have the first gateway in the main. The second gateway gets thrown down at the natural. Could just be 2-gate Blink into a third, something more economic. As behind this, we do have our 2 Winter Mines and our Medevac on the way. Medevac is on the way. Adepts shading in towards that natural. Taking down some probes. Taking down some SCVs even. 2 SCVs go down, but the Marines, they punish the Adepts. They do focus one of them down. And Gerald does have to back off. Gerald backs off, and we're going for... Interesting. No additional gateways. Okay, so it is 2-gate Blink. 2-gate Blink into a third. Third is halfway done, followed by a Bay. So very economic here out of Gerald. Some players go for the Bay first, then they go for the expansion. We can see that Gerald had no hesitation there. Goes straight for the Nexus instead, followed by the delayed Bay into delayed Colossus production. So Gerald focusing on his economy more than anything. It's being quite greedy. Meanwhile, BabyMarine, he responds with a third CC. Okay. Greed of our own. Very economic build. 1-1-1 into a third CC. You don't see this too often in this matchup. You don't see this fast of a third CC too often, so happy to see it. BabyMarine is moving out, but he's ready for that next step. As we have the Wooden Mine drop towards the natural, the Bio tank push towards the third. Rush distance by ground is quite short, and BabyMarine, he might be able to get on top of this third Nexus. Mine drop is coming in. Wooden Mines, they have arrived. Boys are being pulled. Ooh, good dodge there with the Blink. Wooden Mine going off at the same time. We collapse here on top of the Nexus. The shields are being stripped. We force a warp in. We force a reaction. Big mine shot. 11 probes go down. Oh my god. BabyMarine popping up, getting 11 probe kills. He takes down the Nexus. And Gerald, he's in trouble. He's being picked apart. Tank survives. No shot. Even the second tank does survive as well. Just barely. And again, because of this map, BabyMarine, he can be just that much more aggressive, that much more assertive. And Gerald, he's in trouble. Gerald is in a lot of trouble, bearing in mind that we have a fast third base behind this. BabyMarine being so greedy, and he's getting away with it. Gerald is pushing in. Gerald is trying to push in. Gets across the map, takes down the tank, but we bleed out 1, 2 Stalkers. 3 Stalkers go down. A bit of an expensive trade there. We do take down the SCVs at least. And there are no more tanks. Uh-oh. BabyMarine, he doesn't come back home. He's committed. Doesn't turn around. Gerald getting so much damage done, he's going to keep on pushing towards that mineral line. And SCVs are being pulled into a Colossus. The swipes are real. Big swipes going off at the same time. Tank volleys here on the flanking stalkers. We take down the gateway. More Colossi are amassing. And you can see 27 SCVs going down. Gerald, despite losing a base, he pops off. He just eviscerates the middle line. Will lose the Colossus. Meanwhile, across the map, it's going to be a clutch defense there. The two tanks, they barely hold on. Can we get on top of this? Charge is not done. But we have League Stalkers. Yeah, there's the Unsiege. We focus down the tanks one after the other. And despite BabyMarine having such a good start, he's falling apart a little bit here. He's down to 27 SCVs. He lost every single tank. He lost a lot of Marauders, lost a lot of Marines. Looking at the trades here. Gerald, he's back in this. Despite the losses, Gerald, he is back in this. Disruptor is out. We're getting in position. Do we have a tank? We do not. No bunker either. That's a lot of Marauders, though. A lot of Marauders in position. Shorts and over. There he goes off. Oh! Getting a Marauder. Gerald gonna pull back. Behind this third base being rebuilt. I was becoming a believer, by the way. I was believing in the power of the BabyMarine. He was popping off. He was crazy. He was cracked. But Gerald, he's just as crazy. Just as cracked. Oh. Yeah, the Colossi count's getting higher and higher. A bit of a missed rally, but we do notice in time. We do pull back. BabyMarine does push. He is spotted by the Observer. Gerald's in position. He has plenty to defend. BabyMarine gonna be lifting up, gonna be boosting on into the natural. Does boost in. So they collapse on the reinforcements, they take down the Marauders. Drop does unload into the natural waste. We're going for the probes. We're going for worker kills. 5, 6 probes go down. 5 even. Not bad. Not bad from BabyMarine. Third base now being landed on location for our Terran player. And with the help of this third base, we're catching up. We're recovering here in the worker counts. Catching up in SCVs. We have a game. We have a game, man. Ooh, and Gerald is being risky. He's moving out with his disruptors. I don't think this should be happening, but I mean, I guess we have the Observer. We have the Observer. We have eyes on the army. Gerald trying to be cheeky. Looking for a way in. He has Zelts on the left. He has disruptors on the right. He's going for the Nova. Gerald, he's going for it. Up. Never goes off. Oh, big connection. BabyMarine not able to react in time. At the same time, the drops get caught out by the Phoenixes. We have to unload, but there's no way out either. Ay, ay, ay. And these medevacs are going to go down. Full medevacs as well. We lose one, and then the other. Oh, goes to the boost. Does break out. BabyMarine. Able to barely break out of that main. He's going for the Phoenix, and he will not get it. Clutch blink out of Gerald. Ooh, doesn't lose anything. Does lose whole damage on the Phoenix and the Stalker. But good control out of the Protoss. Gerald does take a supply lead, taking a 4th base. Settling into his Disruptor, settling into its Colossi. We are pushing. Now, even though Gerald is ahead, pushing into all these tanks, pushing into this entrenched position is, I would say, ill-advised. Good EMP on the sentries. Knocking down the rocks. Disruptors leading the charge. Yeah, but the tanks are in position. There's no pushing into this. Cells, they come in from behind. We go for the surround. We collapse on top of the tanks and boys are being pulled. Decent Nova zoning back the army. As the Vikings are on their own. Getting really good control of Gerald as he recalls the hell out of here. He's content with his damage. Killing, what was that, 3 tanks? Not 2. Killing 2 tanks. Recalling back home. And now we have a shield battery, we have an overcharge, we have the defender's advantage. And there are no tanks with this army. We chase down the medevacs, Novas go off. Good dodges out of BabyMarine. Does avoid the Novas. Once again, does pull back in time. One more Nova going to be going off. The Vikings going ham, they focus out one of the Colossi. But what about the ground army? Chargers, they come in to reinforce. The Vikings go down. Both Colossi, they live. Somehow they live. And BabyMarine, he's heavily overstimmed. Nova goes off. We focus down the medevacs. And BabyMarine plummets in supply. And we still has his tanks back at home. But he lost his medevacs. He lost his ghosts. Lost most of his bio. Again, Gerald, he survived with that Colossi on 2 HP, of all things. HP, Ziomek gets him, but Planetary does finish, never goes up. Ooh, doesn't connect. Good moves here out of BabyMarine. He's collapsing on top of the disruptors. Does get one more of them down. Ooh, big pickoffs. 3 disruptors fall. But he does lose 13 SCVs, 14 SCVs at the natural. Those are some big losses for Gerald, but he's still ahead. Still does maintain himself. Still 4 Colossi. 2 to 3 disruptors. Gerald once again rotating around towards that natural. BabyMarine trying to hold on. We do slip in. Oh my god. Nova's going off. Big connections here. Finally on those tanks. We do overextend. We bleed out every single disruptor, but GG gets called. It's just too much, and Gerald will take down BabyMarine 1-0, claiming his 4th win in OSC King of the Hill. GG. Whew. GG, well played. But a shout out to BabyMarine because he did not have a bad start. He was ahead. He was popping off. He killed the 3rd base. He killed 11 probes with his Widow Mines as well. He was doing so well. He was positioned outside the natural, and Geralt went for a committed counterattack. Geralt, he went for a big counterattack at the natural, and BabyMarine refused to turn around. Because of that, he bled out, I think it was 29 workers. 29 workers, tanks, marines, marauders. It was a brutal trade there. And Geralt, he bounced back. Did bounce back in the end. Congratulations, and with that, we're down to 2 players left, I believe. 2 players remaining. Oh boy, can anyone stop Geralt, or is he going to end the night as the King of the Hill? Oh boy, we have room for 2 more players. Now, we did see MeomaikA in the chat. So he could very well be a player competing here tonight. That is definitely an option. Who else do we see online? Who else is here? We're going through. I see Fiant. Fiant is online. Another option. Who else do we see? Mana, of course. Mana's online. I think I saw Wayne earlier. Who do we got? Yeah, there we go. We have our answer. We're going to be heading over to the land of the Americas. we're heading over to the land of the Americas. We mentioned him. He was in the chat earlier. Up next is the last king of the sea. It's MeomaikA. Let's go. MeomaikA is coming up next. And it's going to be a Zerg versus Protoss. I'm not so certain that MeomaikA is going to off-race. Now, fun fact, we have seen MeomaikA off-race before. If I remember correctly, he off-raced against GoGo Joey. There was a time where they just agreed to play Terran and Protoss against each other in a Grand Platypus Open. This was years ago at this point. This was years ago. And despite how much fun we've been having here, it should be something a little bit more standard, something a little bit more straight up. It should be. We'll see. I say standard and straight up. I'm referring to MeomaikA playing Zerg. The builds that MeomaikA is going to be whipping out is going to be most likely a Hydra-based build and a Hydra rush and aggression. It's very MeomaikA. I'm ready for it. I'm excited. It's been too long since I've casted MeomaikA. Been far too long. Get it. Today is a really cool day. There's been a lot of off-racing today, Poppy. A lot of off-racing. It's been fun, though. It's been fun. It's been an easy cast because it's been so fun. Yo, shout out to NightPhoenix, our previous king of the hill. 6 wins in a row, Poppy. 6 wins. That's a lot of wins. It's a big payout. Just typing in Discord. If you're curious, if you're maybe listening in, and if you want to get your Gamba going as well, WTL prediction game. In our Discord server, we do have a prediction game that's just now starting up for this season of World Team League. It's where you can predict for how you think some of those matches will go, how you think the scoreline will go, and we keep track of everyone, and we do have rankings, and we have a lot of fun. Check it out. Check it out on our Discord server. Getting ready for World Team League starting tomorrow. So get your predictions in while you can. While you can, Poppy. Oh. We go. As we have our map of choice. Okay, MeomaikA, we are going into Site Delta. Let's go. Let us go. We need off race cup. That would be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun. Give us the off race cup. I feel like uThermal would do really well there, right? Maybe? Maybe. But here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Site Delta, we have our Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming, the current king of the hill with how many wins under his belt? With 4 wins already. Can he keep going? Representing Storm Gaming, it is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Vietnamese Zerg player, the last king of the sea, the green Zerg representing Team Gosu. It is MeomaikA. No GG? No GG. Este MeomaikA. Ay. He's always having fun with his in-game names. And here we go. We have Gerald moving out across the map, going to be denying and delaying that expansion, denying the low ground expand, forcing the unnatural natural from MeomaikA. Now, MeomaikA has a go-to ZVP build in this matchup. He does enjoy going for hash gas pool, but delaying his link speed, going into a faster lair, or just getting link speed, staying in gas, going for a faster lair, and getting into 2-base Hydra. It is his go-to. It is not the only build that he has, but it's a build that he does love to rely on, and we'll see if that's the case here for me. We shall see. Probe Scout is coming in. Going to be getting eyes on the opener. So far, everything's looking normal from MeomaikA. Everything is looking as it should. For now. Meanwhile, we're getting to our third hatchery. A little bit earlier here from MeomaikA, by the way. Rushing into the third hatchery. What does that mean? That means that, yeah, we have the one queen on the way in the main. We are droning up, no lings. And we should be getting our queen here at the natural as well. And there we go. We have ling speed on the way, and this is what I was talking about. We have not pulled out of gas. Why have we not pulled out of gas? I'm pretty sure it's for a lair. I'm pretty sure we're planning to go for a fast lair here from MeomaikA. Behind this, Gerald's going for a Stargate opener, going for, I imagine, Oracle production or Void Rays. We saw that earlier today from Gerald. Okay, we're just waiting for a little bit more gas to get into that lair. Just a little bit further. Adept is moving out. Threatening that natural, the unnatural, natural even, but the queen is going to be able to zone that Adept away. And here we go. Show us that tech. As we have the gas for it. And we're still mining gas, by the way. But now we're just keeping up with the Adepts. Forcing them back. Queens are in position. Lings are amassing.
Game paused.
As we have a bit of a pause. Hopefully everything is okay. Hopefully. Oh, okay, we're good, we're good. Looks like we do have a little bit of latency now. Thankfully, nothing's happening. Thankfully, like, there's no major engagement, there's no harassment or anything like that. So if there is lag going on, then now is the time for us to hopefully iron out any kind of lag spikes and settle into our game without our game being interrupted too much. So, I'm more than happy to chill. More than happy to wait. All good, Pappy. All good. Whew. And yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a wild tournament so far. Again, it's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of off racing. There's been some amazing storylines and performances here by all of our players. Not even just our kings, not even just our champions here tonight, but even some of the contenders as well. It's been great.
Game resumed.
Has been great, as there it is. We spoke about it. There's the lair. We spoke about how MeomaikA was mining gas for a reason. The lair has begun. We should be taking 2 more gases behind this, getting into our second and third gas, and this should be for a Hydra den. This should be a Ling Hydra based build, as MeomaikA is quite fond of this. This is why we brought it up earlier. Now, when it comes to what's good against this build from MeomaikA, Glaive Adepts. Glaive Adepts just annihilate this build. Just because Adepts, they do well against Lings, Hydras, anything light. They can do well as Oracle gets into the natural. 6 drones go down. Oof, oh my god, the lack of queens is killing me, yo. 8 drones fall. The Oracle barely gets away. At the same time, across the map, Lings, they do bust in. They threaten that natural. Getting on top of that Adept. It looks like the Adept will go down. But that was still a brutal trade for Meo. Losing 8 drones. Uh-oh. And,
Game paused.
yeah, I could feel that lag as well. I was quickly checking on my side. Oh, no! No! I was quickly checking on my side. Ping was fine on our end, but I could feel the lag spikes there. And, Meo is going to be tapping out. Oh, GG. An unfortunate turnout there from Meo, but the lag was real. I could definitely feel it as well. When we were observing, there was some definite like lag spikes there, and yeah, apparently MeomaikA, whether it's his internet connection or maybe the connection between, you know, his server and the America server, regardless, did lead to a loss there. And I was looking forward to the Hydras. I just want to see some Hydras, Papi. I just want to see those Hydras. Feels bad, man. GG. Not the way you want to see MeomaikA go out there, but Gerald will claim the win, and with that, we have one game left. Oh boy. GG, well played. And with that, I believe we have one contender left, and hopefully we can play out our game again outside of these internet issues that MeomaikA was experiencing. Like, all the other matches so far have been amazing. And who's left? We've gone through a lot of our regulars. We've gone through a lot of even some newer faces. Again, like, I wasn't expecting uThermal to show up, of all players. So who's left? Graf, Nicoract, Wayne. Again, it's getting quite late here in Southeast Asia. I imagine it's going to be a European player, I imagine, but we'll see. We shall see. There it is. Okay, we're heading over to the European server. It's going to be a banger of a final series. I've been mentioning him throughout the entire broadcast here tonight when it comes to the potential Terran representatives. It is a Gerald versus Nicoract in a best of one PvT. Let's go. Here we go. This is going to be a rematch. We have seen both Nicoract and Gerald trade back and forth. Nicoract, he has leveled up quite a bit. He has improved quite a lot over the past couple of months. And it's been impressive to see Nicoract's rise here over the course of these months. You know, taking down players like Gerald a little bit more consistently. I would still favor Gerald in this series, but Nicoract has proven to us that he is of the caliber to take it to Gerald. Is that caliber of player, and it all comes down to this final PvT. Let's go. Final game of the night. It's gonna be on Alkione. Let's go. Let us go. As a reminder, if you want to support this tournament, if you want to support OSC, !OSC in the chat, and you're going to get a link to a crowdfunding page for OSC Esports. Again, OSC, they do host a lot of online events. They've been hosting online finals for many, many years, and you can help support them if you wish. Otherwise, support them by following their events. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkione, we have our red Terran player representing Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. He is our final challenger, and he's going to be challenging our player in the top right-hand corner. Representing Storm Gaming from the land of Poland, our current king of the hill, it is Gerald. So far, not the longest reign that we've seen here tonight. NightPhoenix did win 6 games in a row, and Gerald is almost there. He's got 5 wins under his belt. Unamas is all he needs to tie NightPhoenix in all those wins. Is almost there. For now, though, is settling into his opener, so is Nicoract. Nicoract going for what looks to be a Rax Expand. And again, it's been really impressive to see Nicoract improve. He's been competing a lot in these online tournaments, has been able to bring Gerald down. But in a best of one, anything can happen. Anything is possible. My eyes are mainly on Nicoract. But it is going to be an economic opener. It's going to be a Rax into CC on the low ground. It is only a single gas opener out of Nicoract, so something much more economic. Gerald being as annoying as possible, delaying the CC, but only by a second or two, as it is thrown down. Was thrown down in the end. Gerald being forced out. Gerald is being forced out. Behind this, Gerald just going to be settling into his 2-base setup, going for a gate expand into Cybercore. Still waiting for his tech of choice. Is it going to be a Twilight Council? Is it going to be a Stargate? What do you have in store for us? Here we go, as the Reaper is moving out right through the center. Going for the scouts, going across the map. Adept is in position on top of the ramp. And we have our tech of choice. It's going to be a Twilight Council out of Gerald. Okay. It's going to be a Blink-based opener. With a Twilight Council, we can lead into 2-gate Blink, 3-gate Blink, or even 4-gate Blink Stalkers. See how aggressive Gerald wants to be. As Reaper does dip in, looking at the vision, Nicoract does click on the building, does confirm, does get eyes on the Twilight Council. Nicoract knows. He knows he is aware. Behind this, we're getting into our 1-1 setup. Interesting. Sorry, my apologies. A 2-1-1 setup. This is quite aggressive. Okay, so Nicoract, he delays the starport. He delays the factory, delays the starport as well. We're building up a mass bio army. We could even go for a third Rax as well, but no, it's going to be a 2-1-1 out of Nicoract. Okay, not unheard of in PvT, but uncommon nonetheless. Meanwhile, Gerald, I was looking at the probe earlier, and it is for a proxy pylon for a Dark Shrine opener. The Twilight Council was for Blink, but also for something more nefarious, for Dark Templar. DTs are on the way. Oh boy, and Nicoract, if his macro is too good, if he mules at the wrong time, these DTs can pop off. Oh boy. So now we're getting into our add-on swap, getting into our medevac. So again, it's going to be a 2-1-1. What does that mean? That means a double medevac stim timing. Stim timing on the way here for Nicoract. The downside here is that there are no Hellions, no Winter Mines, no Cyclones, no factory-based units whatsoever. On top of that, Nicoract hasn't seen the follow-up. He doesn't know how many gateways there are. We can see that additional gateways are on the way. But of course, there's additional tech. It's going to be 3-gate Blink out of Gerald. Looking to expand and take a third. And Gerald hasn't seen the opener either. Both players are in the dark. And it's only 2 DTs on the way. 2 Dark Templar waddling in. No Raven, of course. There is soon to be a scan available in the main. We have 3940 energy. We need a couple more seconds for one scan. As the DT gets into the natural, DT slips into the main base. Probes are going down, SCVs are going down left and right, and Nicoract is committed. We gotta go. Oh, as this is becoming game-ending damage, we have to commit across the map, and we need to deny the third and even get more than that. There's the first scan, but the DT is still in the main base. Drop comes in. Third base is under fire. It looks like we should force a cancel. Meanwhile, we get 17 SCVs across the map. Oh, there's a cancel. We force that cancel on the next. That's back at her. Where's the army, by the way? We have a scan. We take down the DT. And we have 2 Stalkers to defend. Nicoract, he may just have too much. Yeah, boys are being pulled. He may have lost workers across the map. The DTs may have gone ham. But this drop, it's getting out of control. Yeah, Stimming on further in. DT gets warped into defend. 15 probes go down. Nicoract takes an economic lead. Nicoract, he may be down in workers, but only slightly, and he's got mules. He has mules to work. I mean, he had mules to work with. He's going to have to scan once again. Does have a scan available. Gets the Dark Templar. And Nicoract is going to be trying to stabilize here on 30 workers. Gerald down to 34. So rebuild that third base. Moving out with his adepts, moving out with his DTs. There is a turret in the natural. Should be aware. Oh my god. As the Dark Templar does one away, forces out a scan. At the same time, adepts is shading in. We're going to be threatening a shade. Drop is coming back home. Adepts say, get into the main! Uh-oh. That should not have happened. They slip into the main base. More workers are going to be going down. We get 2. Potentially 3. Oh! Barely a third. Barely a 4th SCV as well. Gerald is recovering. Got Colossi on the way. Right, this push is going to be brutal though. What do we have? We have Stim, we have Combat Shields, we soon have +1. Medevacs and support. First Colossus has arrived. Colossi are going to be crucial in the defense. We need some kind of splash damage. As Nicoract looking for the proxy. Rotating around. Slipping in towards that natural. Gerald not quite in position. He's out on the right hand side expecting a drop. And there is a drop just on the other side of the map. Gerald not ready for this. Shield battery need a couple of seconds. Need more time. Colossus does arrive. And we dive into the natural. Good force fields. The Archon still falls. DT is waddling in. We get one of the Colossi. And good pick off by Nicoract. Forces him away. Gonna bleed out of a couple more units. It's gonna bleed them out. No third CC, not yet. It's gonna be landed on location or thrown down on location. Nicoract, he's holding his own. We're calming things down a little bit here. Nicoract is down 10 workers. We're getting to more Colossi, charge, extend the lance, +1. DT comes in once again. Being such an annoyance. Forcing out a scan. And again, at least we're forcing Nicoract to maintain energy on his CCs. Unable to mule freely. There's another DT's waddling in, but the turret is done. DT waddles away. Doomed on towards the main. Spotted by the pylon. Gerald does react in time. A quick reaction out of Gerald. Scan reveals the army. Nicoract pivoting away. Hitting the 4th base. Ooh, does force to cancel. Gets a cancel, forcing back the army at the same time. Nicoract pushing towards the left. Trying to catch Gerald out of position. Gerald is keeping up. He's got 1 disruptor. Let's go. Ready to go. He was in. Shorts it over. Up. There he goes up. We focus out of the disruptor. Big pick up there by Nicoract. Nicely done. At the same time on the right hand side, we collapse on the Marauders. We're even forcing a recall back on the right hand side into the main. Bit of a misread from Gerald. Because that he will lose this fight here towards the left hand side. And the job was pulling back, not pushing forward. And we're going for a longer game. That Stargate feels like a fleet beacon, feels like Skytoss. Ooh, does misplace the Nexus. That is a little bit brutal. Nexus is misplaced. We're going for the 4th. This will force some inefficient mining. Not the biggest of deals, but it's going to be slightly more inefficient. Second starport's on the way. Ghost Academy as well. Getting into Viking production, getting into Ghosts. Ooh, as we're working towards Blink, okay. Shadow Stride in production. Gerald trying to stabilize here on these 4 bases. Stargate is done. No Fleet Beacon yet. We're going for Temple Archives first. I imagine for Storm, for Archons. Just rounding ourselves out. Getting ready for what comes next. Yeah, that is already quite a lot of Vikings being produced here. 4 Vikings at a time. The DT harass doesn't stop. And we get 2 SCVs. We're going for the turret. We force a cancel. DT waddles away. Doesn't waddle away. Zella comes in, Gerald being such an annoyance here. And he's still going to be committing to his ground toss. Still just robot production. Disruptors are on the way. I think we're still on, yeah, double robot production here for Gerald. Trying to keep up with his ground army, knowing that if he tries to take up too quickly into Sky Toss, then Nicoract will catch him. As Nicoract is pushing on the left, Gerald is moving out on the right. The armies, they do pass by each other. We're going for the fourth. And we collapse onto the Nexus, on the CC, and it's gonna go down. There's no saving it. And that's a kill on the orbital, and Nicoract, he's racing back home. Managing to even get 14 SCVs. Nicoract trying to catch the army. A little bit too late. Just wait for that. Ziomek pushes forward. Scan misses those Dark Templar. Never goes off. Oh no! Ooh, grazing the army. Taking down a good chunk of Marauders. Oh, massive connections as well. And Gerald, he's maxed out. The Vikings going ham. How good are the Novas going to be? Really nice target firing here on the Disruptors. Vikings are landing. Nicoract breaking through. Across the map, he's going to be bleeding out 20 SCVs. But the Novas, oof. Big connections. Good target firing once again. He's focusing down every single Disruptor. And Nicoract, he's breaking through. Where are your Disruptors now? Where's your robot production? And just too many Disruptors, not enough Immortals and enough Colossi. We focused down 8 Disruptors and we had like 3 connections. Across the map, SCVs are going down. Nicoract, he's down to 22 workers. But he kills the 4th and he's going for the gold. Going for the pit base as well. Here comes a sneaky Disruptor. Never going up. Up! Ooh, does not connect. Once again, we shut it down. Massive DT counterattack. Moving out across the map. Nicoract does spot it. He's aware. DTs are moving out. Nicoract in position, trying to intercept. Does spot the DTs, but they should blink away. Into the natural, into the main base. Blinking past the wall. Main army is idle. We're going for the add-ons, going for the turrets, forcing out more scans. Getting even more workers here. Nicoract down once again to 19 SCVs. He can't afford to scan. He has the mule. Every scan, it's hurting. It's killing him. Nicoract pushing up that ram there because of it's a Marauder. It's going to be going up. 2 more Novas available. Nicoract, he does have a supply lead, an army supply lead specifically. Hand pop off. We need some Colossi, not gonna lie. There we go, 2 Colossi at a time. These Disruptors are just not, they haven't been worth it. Every now and then we get a good connection, that's true, but we've bled out so many Disruptors. Nicoract has been so good at sniping them down. And here we go, Dune dropping to the main base. Stalkers in position, they take down 1 full medevac. 1 full medevac goes down. DTs dive in as well. We scan back at home. Do we have a scan across the map? We do have one. At the same time, Novas go off. Oh, no! Big connections. Finally, they're connecting. GG gets called. Congratulations. And Gerald, he is going to be OSC King of the Hill, weekly number 168 champion. He is going to be a reigning King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played. A wild back and forth. There were moments for Nicoract, there were moments for Gerald as well. Unfortunately, it's only a best of 1. I would have loved to have seen and experienced a full best of 3 between these two. Again, they're amazing, up-and-coming players in the European region, and they were pretty comparable with each other. Unfortunately, one too many Novas to the face for Nicoract, and Gerald will claim that win. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Gerald. My condolences to Nicoract. And with that, we are wrapping up for tonight. We're done, Papi, we're done. Oh. We are going to be wrapping up, and whew, with that, we can quickly head on over to have a look at the bracket. Hold on, I didn't update this scene. Hold on. I didn't quite update this scene. Overlay brackets. Yeah, there we go. Damn. Okay. From the top, let's quickly refresh and go over our night of StarCraft. Obviously, we were going over the GSL qualifiers earlier, but here we go. From the top, we have SKillous. SKillous was our raiding king of the hill from last week, and he went on a tear. He took down DNS, he took down Mixu, Ashbringer, 3 players in a row, but did meet his end at the hands of NightPhoenix. That was the beginning of the end. The reign of terror began with NightPhoenix taking down SKillous in a massive upset. That was a big win for NightPhoenix, by the way. SKillous is one of the best Protoss in all of Europe, so for NightPhoenix to bring him down, very big win. Well, we did head on over here on the right hand side. This was the beginning of the Clown Fiesta because we had some off racing. We had Demi playing Protoss, NightPhoenix playing Zerg. We had a more straight up game here between CuKu and NightPhoenix in a TVP. We had Ziomek playing in a PvP against NightPhoenix. NightPhoenix claiming some more wins back to back to back, getting 6 wins in a row, where he met his end at the hands of Gerald in not a PvP, it was a TVZ. Gerald's playing Terran and NightPhoenix playing Zerg, a bit of a rarity there, but Gerald did claim the win, and that followed by some other nonsense. Just non-stop off racing here. Gerald taking down NightPhoenix. Gerald went up against uThermal. That was a PvP, by the way. Gerald went up against Eba, another PvP as well, and then went back to normal. To be fair, BabyMarine did say that he would have played Protoss if he asked. It would have been another PvP, would have been a lot of fun. But BabyMarine did hold his own. That was a close game. If you remember, that was on Ghost River, and BabyMarine almost took down Gerald. That was a very, very shaky and dynamic back and forth between the two of them. BabyMarine having a great start, but it slipped through his fingers, and it all ended with Gerald. Gerald winning another 6 games in a row. GG, well played. A solid run there by Gerald, by NightPhoenix, by SKillous. I just realized the only wins here technically were from Protoss players. It was SKillous, NightPhoenix, and Gerald, the only champions in this week's OSC King of the Hill. Again, as it often is, you know, Protoss dominance in these online tournaments is prevalent here in these OSC weeklies. But technically, there was a Terran win. Technically, yeah. And a Zerg win. True. NightPhoenix, he off races Zerg. Gerald off races Terran. Balance, Bobby, balance. all three races won, Bobby. They all won. Copium. But outside of that, hope you guys had a great time. Hope you guys had a great time here tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go get some rest. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go get some veg, Papi. We are gonna be wrapping up here for the night, but again, I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time. GG, well played, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, because tomorrow we have the return of World Team League. WTL is back, starting tomorrow at 10 p.m. AEST. I think that's like 8 p.m. KST. Not so certain, but again, WTL is going to be tomorrow. And before WTL, I will try to organize a GSL qualifier replay cast. We've been going over the replays of the GSL qualifiers. We only covered 3 matches today. There's 3 matches left. I'll try to cover them tomorrow before WTL. That'll be the plan. Will be the plan. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I see Star in the chat. I see Emperor Fubal, Boptimus Prime, Cynical. Cynical is the last match, or does it replace the previous one? That was the final match, Cynical. That was the final match. GG. GG, well played. But yeah, thank you for all the gifted subs that we had earlier today as well. Gifted subs from Protostegosaurus. We had some resubs in the chat as well, even some new Prime subs. So thank you, Papi, thank you. We had Cashium, we had My Sauce. Thank you. And with that, we're done here for the night. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, Papi, ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.